Yeah. WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. Bart Scott.
What the hell?
Chris Carlin.
Take a hike. We're good.
This is Bart and Carlin.
Buckle your chin strap. We about to bang.
On ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
What is going on, everybody? On this Friday, it is the 23rd day of January 2026. Ray Deanahan is grooving to the open. He's into it. Tom Bauer's here as well, and so is Dan Grassa. He's hanging out today. Bart Scott will be along. We're going to put the over-under about 10-18-ish. 28? 10-28? Tom said that right about there is good. You know, because they're doing First Take or Get Up or whatever. What show is he on? Is it Get Up? First Take?
Oh, that's right. He's up getting.
Right. So he's on. So Bart's on Get Up this morning, and they changed their studio filming locations. They moved out to Albuquerque. So Bart will be here once the travel is accommodating. We got a storm coming these ways, so obviously he's got to navigate through the rough terrain. But Bart will be here, and we look very much forward to that. To spend some time with you here on this championship weekend in the National Football League, guys. I mean, I say this every single year, and I don't want to be a Debbie Downer or the bearer of bad news or anything, but this is it. As football fans, this is all we got. This is it. This is the final weekend, the final real football. I mean, the Super Bowl does not count. I'm sorry. I hate to disappoint you. It's one game. It's a big party. But this, for all intents and purposes, what we've come to know and love and appreciate as football fans, the big Football Friday, 2 games on Sundays, for all the marbles, this is all we got. And you're going to be snowed in on Sunday in all probability around here, so you can hang out, watch the football games. Fantastic excuse to just sit on the couch and enjoy what we hope are going to be 2 of the best football games we get the entire season. And Chris and I were talking about this yesterday. If you ask me right now, like, what would surprise me, I said either one of these games being a blowout. I just can't see it happening because I think these clubs are too evenly matched. Even with the Jarrett Stidham factor hovering over the Denver Broncos right now, in the fact that even though they're the home team, they're the number 1 seed and all that stuff, they're going to have a guy who, here's the number to impress your friends with, kids, 759. Once Sunday afternoon rolls around, that will be the number of days in between Jarrett Stidham's last pass as an NFL quarterback in a meaningful, real NFL game. 759 days. And oh, by the way, kid, work off the rust and go help get your team to a Super Bowl, because that's what he's going to be entrusted to do here. Going up against a very, very good opponent in the New England Patriots, who have not lost a game on the road this year, that have a guy who has put together an MVP caliber season in his own right, in Drake May, a well-coached team led by Mike Vrabel, who obviously is going to be one of the front runners for Coach of the Year. He's a finalist. And Sean Payton's done a great job with this Denver Broncos team, and now he's going to have to arguably do his best coaching job to find a way to get this team to the Super Bowl, even though they're home and they're not even favored in this game. Think about that. Imagine being 15-3 if you're the Denver Broncos. You got the AFC Championship game in your building, and you're a 4.5-point underdog because you don't have your starting quarterback. And you know what? Sometimes the football gods could be cruel. Just ask Jet fans. They'll tell you. And I guess Giant fans over the last several years, but I don't know if that's necessarily a result of the football gods, right? I mean, they've, had their share of breaks go their way over the course of their franchise history, as we know. But if you're the Broncos, this is going to be a tough one. And you could draw on history, and you could draw on all these things. Yeah, the Patriots have never won a game in the playoffs in Denver in the past. Okay, but what does that have to do with the 2025 season? And I was talking to Tom and Ray when we do our little pre-show meeting. And by the way, it was catered this morning, which was fantastic. Great spread and everything. It was hard to walk away from. But if I said to you, back in September, week 3, when the Broncos started off 1-2, and the Patriots started off 1-2, and if I would have said to you then, guess what? What kind of odds are you going to give me? Broncos-Patriots AFC Championship game. And, oh, by the way, just for a kicker, how about Drake May and Jarrett Stidham are going to be your starting quarterbacks in that game? You could have been a very, very, very rich man if somebody threw those odds in your face and you actually took them, because that is what we're dealing with 48 hours from now. And you know it's going to feel January like out there in Denver. It's going to be frigid. It's going to be cold. I don't think they're going to have a blizzard like we're going to have here, But nevertheless, it's going to be January outdoor football weather, which is what you would expect. And when I look at this game, look, a lot of people are going to go right to Jarrett Stidham, and he is going to be the central character in this football game because the inexperience on this stage, the inexperience just playing football in 2025, period. Really, even 2024. Guy hasn't thrown a pass in 2 years. But there's a guy who maybe people are kind of glancing over a little bit in this game that could play a big, big, big factor. And it's a member of the Patriots coaching staff, and it's not even somebody that you would necessarily think about when you're wondering how do you stop Jarrett Stidham and what kind of plan are the Patriots going to put out there to slow him down. How about the fact that Josh McDaniels could play a huge, huge role in this football game and all throughout this week, I'm sure he has, in trying to get the Patriots ready for what they could possibly see from Jarrett Stidham here. Because you know who knows him the best? It's Josh McDaniels. Josh McDaniels had him in New England when Jarrett Stidham came into the league, when Belichick brought him into the league. He had him there. When Josh McDaniels went to Vegas to coach the Raiders, he brought Jarrett Stidham with him out to Sin City. So that guy has as much experience with him, even more so than Sean Payton, for crying out loud. So I'm sure that McDaniels sat in there in the meetings this week with the Patriots defensive staff trying to cook up some things and some tendencies that he does well, that he doesn't do well, in ways to slow him down and that offense down. And one of the things that Stidham doesn't really do from what we saw him, skill sets, of course, are going to be different from what we're used to seeing from Bo Nix. There are probably not going to be as many design runs like you saw from Bo Nix. And ironically enough, I mean, it was one of those design runs that cost Bo Nix his season. And maybe the Broncos' chances of going to the Super Bowl. But you're going to eliminate that from the game. And then when you think about this Denver Broncos running attack, and Bo Nix was a big part of that. You know, the guy was running around all over the field, whether it was running for his life, whether it's design runs, you name it. Now those running backs, whether it's R.J. Harvey, McLaughlin, guys like that, are they going to be able to churn out the yards on the ground against a very, very good Patriots run defense? Because if you're not going to be able to run the ball, then you're going to put all the pressure and all the emphasis on an inexperienced quarterback who hasn't thrown a pass in 2 years. That is a recipe for not getting to the Super Bowl if you're the Denver Broncos. It's as simple as that. So, obviously, that's going to be the big factor going into that AFC Championship game, which we all know. On the NFC side of things, we get a rubber match between Seattle and between the Los Angeles Rams. Round 3. These teams in the previous 2 matchups decided by 1 total point that separated these 2 teams. By 1 total yard. That's how close it was. But there was one number that was a big, big, big advantage for one of the clubs, and that was the turnover margin. Because the Rams were +6 in turnovers in the 2 games this year against the Seattle Seahawks. And all eyes are going to be on Sam Darnold in this game. Our buddy, our pal, who I am rooting for to no end. I don't have a dog in the fight, but I got Sam Darnold in this fight. So he's my dog coming up on Sunday. I want that guy to get to a Super Bowl. I want that guy to hoist the Lombardi Trophy, and I'm sure that a lot of Jet fans probably feel the same way. Sam didn't do anything wrong. Can't be a Jet fan and be bitter and angry at Sam Darnold as if he left the Jets. Jets decided to move on from him, right? He did nothing wrong. He wanted to make it work here. It just didn't work. They weren't on the same timelines. They were like 2 ships passing in the night when they both could have brought out the best in each other. And so I want that guy to go out there and have success, and he's 4 quarters away from getting to a Super Bowl. He's home. He's the favorite team. Go out there and get the job done. And I think they will on Sunday. I really and truly do. Because, look, there's going to be a lot expected from him. A lot. And I know that he's only won 1 playoff game. And I don't think that he was great last week in the win over the 49ers. I mean, like, the Seahawks just absolutely annihilated San Francisco in all 3 phases of the game. But going up against this Rams team, and in particular the defense, quarterbacked by Chris Shula over the last couple of years, Sam has had his struggles. He's played 4 games. Remember, he played them last year twice with the Vikings. Regular season and then in the playoffs. It didn't work out so well. 8 turnovers in those 4 games. Got to be better with the football. Absolutely have to be. He's not going to have Zach Charbonnet in the backfield who tore his ACL last week. So this is going to be a heavy dose of Kenneth Walker on the ground for Seattle in this football game, which means you better run the football because you want to take some of the pressure off of the quarterback. I don't think Sam Darnold putting the ball up in the air 35 times is a good recipe for the Seahawks to win this football game. Their defense, however, is no joke. And their defense is probably what you would like to say the strength of this football team. They could get after it. See, if I'm the Rams, and the Rams can run the football too with their two guys, but you feel a little bit more comfortable if one of these two quarterbacks had to put the ball in the air 30, 40 times in this game, even though that's not ideal, but you would have more confidence in Matthew Stafford being that guy because, look, I mean, Matthew Stafford's already a championship quarterback, probably going to win an MVP this year. He's right there knocking on the door of the Hall of Fame. And let's face it, if the Rams get to another Super Bowl and win the damn thing, Stafford's got a free pass into Canton, Ohio. We know that. But with the weaponry that he has at wide receiver, that's a guy that I think can win a football game through the air. And if you look at the two games this year, oddly enough, that the Seahawks and Rams have played each other, Stafford had a really, really good game and a really, really bad game. The game that the Rams won, Stafford didn't play all that well. He threw for like 120 yards or something like that. The game that they lost in overtime on that Thursday night late in the season, that classic, Stafford threw for like 450 yards. So that doesn't necessarily mean that's the recipe for you winning football games here. But it's going to be a real, real good chess match because you have the number one scoring offense, the number one scoring defense. And if you want a little bit of history, as far as this late in the playoffs, when we've had the number one offense versus the number one defense in the championship round or later, and the only thing later would, of course, be the Super Bowl, in the Super Bowl era, the defense has gotten the better of the offense more often than not. As a matter of fact, the team with the number one scoring defense has beaten the number one offense 7 out of 8 times. So that would lend support behind Seattle that they're going to find a way to get this thing done coming up on Sunday afternoon. And like I said, I think they're both going to be really, really good games. The NFC game has the ability to be an absolute freaking classic. I really and truly believe that. And that's what you hope for when teams are going to play each other for the third time. So if this isn't going to be our last football Sunday of the year, like really and truly, as diehard football fans, you want it to be something special. And I think that we're going to get that, too, coming up on Sunday. 800-919-3776. As usual, we're going to talk to our good buddy Chris Canty coming up at noon in his weekly spot on the Football Friday side of things. We'll give you some audio files a little bit later on. And we want to hear from you, too. And then on the flip side of things, you have our locals where John Harbaugh is continuing to go about his business over in East Rutherford, meeting with coaches. The majority of them saying, thank you for your service. Will no longer be needed over there at One Giants Drive. And the Jets, meantime, operating in silence. Aaron Glenn sneaking defensive coordinator candidates into the building through security, through the bushes, so nobody gets wind of them, and trying to find out who's going to be the guy to resurrect that side of the football. And I think that resurrect is an appropriate word because there's only one way to go, and that's up, from what you saw from the Jets on the defensive side of things this past season. Now, we were talking about it yesterday, Chris and I, would you like to ideally have somebody in place already? Yeah, sure. But I don't think it's as big of a deal as some of these teams don't even have head coaches yet. And I know the process with hiring and everything, it's kind of skewed from one organization to the next. We've seen this. I mean, it's so funny. There's teams that don't even have head coaches, but they're sitting there, bringing in coordinators and bringing in general managers. Oh, okay, fine, whatever. Whatever works for you. But you still have 5 jobs that are open in the NFL, and I think that takes priority over, who the coordinator is going to be. And then whatever fallout is going to come on that side of the football with the coaching staff. That's how I see it, right? That's just me. But the Jets will find somebody, and preferably, it's going to be somebody that's going to be able to put their stamp on that side of the football and increase the productivity. Because to say that the struggles were much last year is putting it mildly. And if that happens to be somebody like Wink Martindale, so be it. Right? I don't think that if you're a Jet fan right now that you're going to sit there and you're going to take exception if Wink Martindale is going to be named your defensive coordinator. If it's him or somebody, whatever, you're willing to roll the dice. Because how much worse can it get? Really and truly. 4 takeaways, no interceptions. There's only one way to go, and that's up. And Giant fans are probably looking at this thing a little bit differently. Because you got a guy that's a proven winner now running your program. He's a program builder. A guy who knows nothing but success as an NFL head coach. And even though he's been on the job for, less than a week, you can already feel that the whole aura of the organization has transformed since John Harbaugh has now jumped into that captain's chair and is leading that organization. And so as you're a Giant fan, you're probably thinking to yourself, you know what? Fast forward a year from now, January, there's a chance that we could be playing football. There's a chance that we could be in some of these high-pressure football games. Maybe not the championship round, but you know what? Make the playoffs, maybe win a game, make it to divisional playoff weekend. Why not? Look at what happened in the NFL this year with all these first-year coaches orchestrating a worst-to-first turnaround. All those guys had quarterbacks that were built in already to the program, just like John Harbaugh has here with Jackson Dart. But sometimes it just takes a guy to come in and reset things, to put his stamp on the program and have everybody else buy in. And that's really the key part of this whole thing, the buy-in. And I don't see why not right now, why people in that building and certainly on that football team, whether guys they're bringing in from the outside, guys that are still going to be in that locker room that were here previously, I don't know why you wouldn't go all in for a guy like John Harbaugh and what he's preaching. Because how much longer do you want this thing to remain the way it has? That's one thing that they won't tolerate anymore, and that's why, let's face it, John Harbaugh is here. So I know that it's been a long time for fans in New York to have their team sitting in one of these games. I mean, the Jets, I don't got to tell you. I mean, the last playoff game you were in was championship weekend, January of 2011. It's 15 years ago. What was the stat, guys? Like the last AFC championship game that didn't have Brady and Mahomes was the Brady or Mahomes?
Yeah, it was Patriots, Chiefs, Jets. That was those are the 3 teams that have consistently made it at least twice in the past time since the Jets last made the playoffs.
It's incredible. It really is incredible, right? So for a team that hasn't made the playoffs in 15 years, and when you're thinking about Brady, Mahomes as being the fixtures in the AFC championship game, at least one of them during that stretch, of course it would be the Jets to be playing in the last championship game that did not have either one of those 2 guys in it. I'm sure Bart could shed some light on that when he gets here. And, take a stroll down memory lane as to how much of a fun afternoon that was at what was Heinz Field at the time in Pittsburgh with all those terrible towels rolling. And I got to be honest with you, going into that game, I was taking the bait. I thought the Jets were bound to win and bound to go to the Super Bowl.
Can't wait.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's what happened the previous week. And I think some guys in that room maybe thought that they won the Super Bowl that day up in Foxborough. And then they were like, wait, we still got to play another game? And I don't think the bell went off until at least halftime. And they already had buried themselves a hole that was too steep to climb out of, even though they tried like hell in the second half up in Pittsburgh. But it was too little too late. But that's a long time. And you think about it, since then, it's not like it's been all fantastic for the Giants either. But the Giants, the very next year, won another Super Bowl. And then they had a couple of playoff appearances in the years that followed. But the lows were pretty low. And the funny thing about it, you look at New England, right? You look at New England. You look at even Denver to a certain degree, because Denver went through some dry spells. You couldn't be much worse than New England was a year ago. I mean, if I would have told you, even at the end of last year, New England's going to be in the championship game. New England's going to be in the championship game next year, and by the way, they're going to be a favorite to go to the Super Bowl. You're like, what? What planet? How? What have they showed you to give you confidence that they're going to be worthy of being a favorite? Oh, yeah, by the way, Drake May is going to be the quarterback. Drake May? This guy, the rookie? You mean to tell me he's going to lead him? And he's in the MVP conversation? Yeah, that's what happens. That's how fast this thing can turn around. In the National Football League. That is how quick it can happen. Giants think they got the guy in place. Give him some time. Let him put his prints all over the program, and you're going to start to see the results once September rolls around and we start to play football games again in the 2026 season. Jets, on the other hand, they got a lot of work to do in this offseason, at the very least. They stripped the roster down. They're now going to bring in the guys that they feel are going to allow them to execute the plan that they put in place, whether that's free agency, whether it's the draft, you name it. That is what has to take place here, but it's also going to take some time. And I don't know if you guys saw it too. Fernando Mendoza officially declared for the draft. Not that it's really any big surprise, and it's not like he's also going to be a Jet either, because we know that he's going to be ticketed to Tom Brady and company with the Raiders with that first overall pick. So let the suspense begin as to what the Jets are going to do with that second overall choice. Are they going to keep it? Are they going to trade down? Are they going to look to acquire more draft capital? Are they going to use that pick to go out and acquire a primo player that's already on some other team? Whether it be a quarterback, you name it. All the possibilities exist. So it's going to be a busy offseason over in Florham Park because they got a lot of work to do. And they know that. 800-919-3776. That is the telephone number. So I'm all fired up for these games this weekend, really and truly. I think these have a chance to be real, two special football games. And you don't think of it in terms of history, too. I was a little surprised when I saw this. You realize if Denver wins on Sunday, they move into second place all time in terms of Super Bowl appearances? You realize that? Like, I don't like the Broncos don't jump out to me as being that team. But this is if they win, they go to their 9th Super Bowl. And of course, New England has the record; they've got 11. But that's how much winning the Broncos have done. Elway went to 5, right? And then you had the one in the 70s, and then Peyton Manning and company doing their thing. It's crazy. 9 Super Bowls. There's some teams that haven't even won 9 playoff games in the history of their franchise. Sadly, right? Haven't even won 9. And you're already talking about a franchise going to their 9th Super Bowl potentially. And it will be 20 between the two of those teams that are on the field coming up Sunday in Denver. Nuts. Chris Canty joins us at noon. Bart is going to be swinging on in here momentarily. We'll do some sideline to sideline a little bit later on. We'll have the audio files for you. Lot to do on this Football Friday, Championship Friday. It is Bart and Carlin, Dan in for Chris, right here on ESPN New York.
Show your team spirit and save big only at Security Dodge during the Start Something New sales event. For a limited time, score an extra $500 off on top of all rebates and new incentives just for coming in and wearing your favorite team's jersey or swag. High school, college, or pro, football, basketball, hockey, and every sport in between. It's easy to win big at Security Dodge in Amityville. Visit us today or shop 24/7 at securitydodge.com.
On the BQE southbound side, westbound 278 by the LIE, it's a broken down tractor trailer on the shoulder of the road. Been out there for a while. Heavy and steady from Queens into Brooklyn on the BQE southbound, westbound 278. All the way down to the Williamsburg inbound Gowanus BQE combo from the Prospect up toward the Brooklyn Bridge. You're backed up. Heavy traffic on the Jackie Robinson Parkway from the Kew Gardens interchange, pretty much out toward Cypress Hill Street and the cemeteries. That's construction work. And Hudson River crossings coming in from New Jersey. Minor delays, but you've got delays on the New York side. 95 northbound, eastbound cross Bronx by Webster Avenue. It's a broken down vehicle in the right lane. I'm Bob Williams on 880 ESPN New York.
Ready for action, basketball fans? BetMGM, an authorized gaming partner of the NBA, is giving players another reason to hit the court this season. BetMGM is adding extra excitement to every basket, every slam dunk, and every buzzer-beating shot with special promotions, new features, and more. Log in throughout the season to find odds boost tokens, no sweat tokens, and same-game parlay boost tokens in your account to amplify your winnings. Enjoy enhanced product features like dark mode, too. Log into BetMGM, an authorized gaming partner of the NBA, all throughout the basketball season to see what's new.
BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. New Jersey only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary and expire in 7 days.
Benjamin Franklin, sir, I've just received news.
Speak.
They're multiplying you.
Multiplying me?
Yes, many times.
Multiple Benjamins?
Shall I stop it?
No.
Multiply your Benjamins with New York Lottery's Extra Multiplier Scratch-Off games. Play for the chance to multiply your winnings up to 100 times. Prizes up to $3 million.
I've won! I've multiplied myself! We won!
Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Hey, it's Michael K. Not sleeping? Well, it could be your mattress. That's why I always recommend my friends at PC Richard & Son. At PC Richard & Son, they don't just sell you a mattress. Their experts use a 4-step mattress fitting process so that your new bed fits you perfectly. They guarantee it. Top brands like Sealy, Stearns & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic. And in-home delivery on any mattress $199 and up is free. So do what I do. Get to PC Richard & Son and for your new mattress. Free delivery excludes Manhattan.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
New year, new season, same goal. Feel good and stay in the game. But if neck pain, back pain, joint pain, or sciatica is holding you back, it's time to handle it. I'm Bart Scott, and I'm telling you to call Dr. Jay Shaw at Soundwell Pain. Dr. Shaw is an Ivy League trained, double board certified, and he specializes in getting people back to living pain-free. No surgery, no scars, no long recovery, no pain medication. Just precise, non-surgical, image-guided treatments that work. Same day or next day appointments are available with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood. Stop playing through pain. Go to SoundwellPain.com. Relief starts today.
All the way over Barzell, score! New York Islanders hockey is back at UBS Arena, and it's time to bring the family and make some noise. With more afternoon games this season, the Islanders have special kids-themed games and activities for young fans. Play games pregame at the park and head inside for fun on the concourse and on the ice. Tickets for the 2025-26 season are on sale now. Get your tickets at NewYorkIslanders.com.
Rich Eisen here. LinkedIn Jobs is stepping things up with their new AI assistant so you can feel confident you're finding top talent. Get this. Employees hired through LinkedIn are 30% more likely to stick around for at least a year compared to those hired through the leading competitor. Hire right the first time. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/Eisen, then promote it to use LinkedIn Jobs' new AI assistant, making it easier and faster to find top candidates. That's linkedin.com/Eisen to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. And promote it to use LinkedIn Jobs' new AI assistant, making it easier and faster to find top candidates. That's linkedin.com/Eisen to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
Dan and Bart on this Football Friday here on ESPN New York, 800-919-3776. As we say, what's up? My guy, Bart. You got to turn the mic on there. Jeez, everyone wants to hear you.
What's that?
What's
But
that?
it's crazy, man. Look how low they got my seat, man. Who been sitting
Why is
there?
that so low?
I don't know. I thought maybe you did it so you could like you the judge.
No.
And I'm like the plaintiff or something.
No, I was sitting there yesterday, but I wasn't sitting on the floor. Tom, do we have any evidence? We got cameras as to maybe who was the perp on that or no?
We've had a lot of gates.
So I'm being told this might be a Peter situation.
Really?
It's Peter be hiding from the camera? Because, listen, I'm barely coming across the screen. You know, he a micro mini pimp, so he probably where he hiding behind the screen. Nobody can see. The camera can't see.
It's almost uncomfortable. Like, you really need to put the chair up.
Yeah.
Like, you're extremely low.
I think it makes me, making me want to feel like I'm about to fall asleep. So maybe that's why Peter be here. He hide from
This would be if I basically sit on the floor like Bart is right now.
But it gives you perfect posture because you have to talk up.
It is good posture.
Yeah, it makes you sit back. So when you're up high, you gotta sit down.
Neck will be sore maybe at the end of the day.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't like this though. How does it look on the camera? How does it look on the feet? I don't think it looks very good on the feet.
I don't think they can sit. This is actually how I used to be at the other studio. It should be all the way down. They had the low chairs. They had the low boys.
If you want, I can lower the camera for you, Dan, so that way you can stay there.
Tom, I don't want to sit on the floor. I really don't. It's a little uncomfortable. There you go. It's a little bit better. And I'm sure it'll be a lot better for the viewers on YouTube, right? So now we're up and everybody can see, and here we are. How are you? It's been a couple of minutes.
I know, man. It's crazy. I see it on the screen already, so it must have been that you were talking about how crazy it is. First, it seems like the quarterback ran away from the Jets. Now it feels like the coordinators are running away from the Jets.
Quarterbacks, coordinators, good fortune, good luck. You name it.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy that people are saying, hey, I don't even want to. That's just an indictment on what they think the talent is. And maybe it could be an indictment on the fact that they think that maybe Aaron Glenn's job could be up next year, and they don't want to come in and be fired the next year.
Maybe? You say maybe? I think that's exactly what it is.
I mean, I think you give him 3 years. So if you're coming in as a coach. But, bro, if you're a position player or you're a position coach, why wouldn't you want to take a job to be able to be a defense coordinator? It's more money. It ain't like, being a defense coordinator isn't like being a head coach. When I say it's not like being a head coach, it's not like being a head coach where you only get 1 or 2 times.
No, you get chances.
Now, how crazy is it the fact that Raheem Morris may get 3 chances, bites at the apple relatively quick? That's crazy.
Well, plus he's got a Super Bowl ring, too, as a coordinator, from the Rams.
Yeah, but I'm talking about he'll be a head coach. Maybe he's the front runner for Arizona job.
Raheem's the front runner for Arizona?
Yep.
I didn't see that. Well, that's the thing.
It's on the down low.
Oh, that's on the down low. Irvington, New Jersey, Raheem Morris. That's the thing, though, about, these coordinator jobs. And this Jet thing will play out.
He's from Irvington?
Irvington, yeah.
Let me tell you something about Irvington.
Yeah.
When I first moved here.
Yeah.
I moved to, right on the campus of Keene University at the Ave.
You lived at the Ave?
Yeah, because when you came
That's
in.
where I take the train from, right there.
Yeah, see, so it was early. It was early on, right, when it used to be when you used to sign as a free agent, you had to go to the team in March 16th.
Yeah.
Quick, right? So I go there, and I'm like, damn, I'm hungry as hell, right? So I don't know nothing about Irvington. Irvington's supposed to be the bad part, even worse than Newark, right? It got a reputation, but I'm from the D. I don't care. I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Pull up to Popeyes.
In Irvington.
Yes, in Irvington. Order an 8-piece. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know this. I never knew you lived at the Ave.
Yeah, order an 8-piece.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Might have been off Route 22. I don't know where I was at. Might have ordered 8-piece.
You didn't go to Hillside? The Popeyes?
I don't know. I just went close to Popeye. I knew. Because they had a White Castle around the cut when you can take the bridge over to Staten Island. So
you're talking Elizabeth. I know where you're talking.
Okay, so I'm sitting up, but no, this is in Irvington.
Mm-hmm.
Said, man, I think I ordered a bunch of chicken. I think at the time they still had corn on the cob or something too.
The Popeyes?
Yeah,
I don't remember they had corn on the cob.
I think they used to have corn on the cob, rice. I ordered. I was hungry.
Yeah,
I ordered the Cajun rice. I ordered the mashed potatoes and gravy and red beans and rice.
Because they don't have a kitchen at the Ave. That's just their apartments, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly. And I wasn't cooking. Ordered the hot peppers, extra honey. Now, I should say this thing. 2 things you can always count on. You're going to die black, and Popeyes are going to mess up your order. Not in Irvington. The only Popeyes I ever went to, certified official. Everything in the bag. And they had jelly, honey, and utensils.
Tom, check out the Yelp reviews for the Popeyes in Irvington. I got to see what the stars are.
Yo, it is the best. Like, listen, it was 100% correct. And listen, it was a complicated order.
Sounds like it. You're going all over the place.
Shout out Irvington Popeyes. Don't know if it's under new management, but when I was there, official like a whistle.
So this was 2008. This was like pre-smartphones.
2009, yeah.
So you, 2009. That's right.
Yeah. So I couldn't call it in.
Right. You couldn't call it in. There was no like order it online or anything like that. You had to sit at the window and spit this out.
Nah, this is straight from the register. I went in, baby.
Oh, you went in?
Went in. Didn't check it. Got home. Everything I asked.
Wow.
Do we have a street name for this Popeyes? Just because there's a few in Irvington, supposedly.
Listen, I don't know, brother. I used to always go off of Route 22. It wasn't that far. So you got to Google the one that's closest to the Ave.
There's a Route 22 in Hillside. I mean, there's a Popeyes in Hillside, and that's close to the Ave. Because like the Ave is right on the Union Hillside border.
Yeah, but this was Irvington because people said be careful.
It's just the guy. He's hungry.
What is it? 180. 180 is like Morris Ave or something like that.
Yeah, the Ave is on Morris Ave.
Yeah.
Right at Kane, like you said.
Yeah.
You know a lot. You know the football players, and I know a lot of the Devils when they like come to like that's where they put them too right off the bat.
Okay, see, it was no Ave. They built one on the campus of the Jets now, but yeah.
Yeah, they have a bunch of them now.
Shout out Irvington.
Yeah.
The greatest Popeyes I've ever been to.
See, that's a good plug. So anybody who's maybe jonesing for a little Popeyes later on today, if you're in Jersey, you swing by Irvington and Bart will take care of you.
I don't know if it's under new management. Things could have changed. They could have got complacent.
Well, you know what? They shouldn't change if they were going to be as reliable as you said they were.
5 stars.
Nice.
I've got some bad news for you. If I'm looking at the right one, it's only got 2 stars on Yelp.
2 stars?
Yep. It's going downhill.
It's gone downhill. You know why?
So much like when I was playing for the Jets, stock was high. I leave, goes down.
It's like the circle of life. Because like you said, it was so good, and then word of mouth got out there, and so everybody started going, and then they got a little too big for their you-know-what.
Yeah, they got cocky.
And they slipped.
They probably promoted some people. People wanted like, hey, man, if we're going to be the best Popeyes ever, then we need to get paid more money. So they probably tried to push the minimum wage limit up too early. Cost them their
And then they get into problems.
Yeah.
And then they get into problems. Talk to me about these games here on Sunday. Because I was, started the show talking. And the one thing I said, and I said this yesterday when I was with Chris, the thing that would surprise me about these 2 games, either one of them, is if we have a blowout in either game.
I mean, if you're gonna have a blowout, it's going to be New England blowing out.
Even with that defense, you think Denver could get blown out? Or, I mean, you still think there's a – I mean, I don't want to say there's a chance.
No, I'm saying if it's a chance. I think both games are going to be close.
Yeah.
But, I think that it's a chance that if anybody's going to get blown out, it could be them because Stidham could be so one-dimensional, out of rhythm with being able to have to play and not have thrown a pass in a long time and having to adjust to the new speed of the game. That could be something that could help, momentum go to New England. But for me, when you talk about the difficulty, and this isn't a game that I believe people should just, New England has their quarterback, they should automatically be favorites. Because the hardest thing to do is to deal or play with a quarterback that you have no idea what they're going to do. All right, that's the hardest thing because they got no film they can watch on Jarrett Stidham. And, Josh McDaniel brought Stidham in.
He's the guy. I said that earlier. He is the guy that probably sat in defensive meetings this week. He had him in New England. Yeah. He had him in Vegas.
Yeah, but the thing is, he hasn't seen him in Sean Payton's system. So all that stuff, Sean Payton has what he believes, and he was Sean Payton's first signing as well. So you think, okay, and it's hard because you can't watch film. You watch film. What do you watch your film on?
Preseason only.
Right, they may not do anything that they're in preseason. So vanilla,
right?
So now you're looking at so it could take a while for the defensive coordinator for the Patriots to figure out, okay, well, this is what they're doing with them. But then that's when you switch it up, especially if it's a 15-play script. So I can see New England either giving up. We were joking about the prop bets. The prop bet, one of the best bets out there, according to Fortenbaum, is the fact that field goal on the first drive. Because, you got to play vanilla. You don't want to do certain things and give up a big play.
First drive for New England or Denver?
For Denver.
Denver.
Because, I mean, you think you come out there like, we're going to blitz him and all that stuff. And he's still a veteran. And New England has a decent pass rush, maybe with Milton back. But traditionally, they haven't been able to get to the passer.
No.
And even if they have been able to get to the passer, Denver has one of the best offensive lines in football.
They're feisty up front.
So
New England's run defense is a different story. Those dudes clog the middle. They will clog it up.
Right.
And that's what scares me. But not scares me, but to your point about Stidham and what they'll do, what they won't. Here's what they won't do. They do a lot of design runs for Bo Nix. They're not doing that for Stidham.
That is true.
He don't have that in his arsenal. So here's my thing. If he's not going to be able to contribute to the ground game, R.J. Harvey, McLaughlin, going up against a good run defense, if New England could stop that run game, then you're asking Jarrett Stidham to beat you with his arm.
Not
and
really.
I don't know if that could happen.
His arm could be the extension of the run game, which is just screens.
Just get the ball out quick.
Screens and jet sweeps.
But I like those guys on the outside, though, for New England when it comes to tackling on space.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
I mean, that's true. But, what about the middle of the field? What about the linebackers? And what about some of the safeties? The same issues that New England can say that they can cause for Jarrett Stidham. On the other side, the left side of the offensive line for the Patriots are horrible. So now you got Will Campbell versus
Nick Bonito. Will Anderson beat him like a drum, dude.
You got 68. What? That's why I think they're gonna run a lot of draws to that side first, anticipating that Will Campbell with them little T-Rex arms is gonna get beat.
Well, plus he's hurt. I mean, he's hurt too. Remember, he missed. I forgot what his injury was. Wasn't it some lower body thing or whatever that he missed 6 weeks or something like that late in the year?
I think that's diagnosis. Wasitis.
Really? Is it a 6-week injury?
Yeah, about 5, depending.
So
on
he's not 100%, but I mean he's hadn't been good. And remember, go back to the draft. He was the first tackle off the board, not Membu.
Yeah, exactly.
So that one fell into the Jets' lap
because he's a true left. Well, I'm not saying it's true because when you're not playing well,
right,
can't be true. He's a left tackle, and Membu's a certified right tackle only. And Morgan Moses has played better, but he didn't play great last week. But I don't think he's given up any sacks. But that's also could be a quarterback in his mobility type of stat as well.
May's been sacked 10 times in the 2 playoff games, which is crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
And he's fumbled 6.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And not only what makes them unique, even more unique than Tennessee, is that with Allen in the middle, they got a war daddy in the middle too. Where Houston just had it on the outside and they figured it out on the inside.
Zach Allen, JFM, our buddies.
Yeah, so they got juice on the inside. And what I always believe is, and what I was talking about this morning on Get Up is, be careful what you wish for. It was little bulletin board material chatter coming out of Butte. And, for me, when you're going against New England, a lot of people assume that, okay, I need to stop Stephon Diggs. No, to me, if Mac Hollins plays, I think that's he's a scrappy, physical, vertical guy. But I'm putting Patrick Surtain on Butte. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna take my best corner and put it on your second guy. I'm gonna take and then I'm gonna double
your number one.
Your number one, knowing that Diggs is gonna run a particular type of route. So we bracketed him so we can take advantage on those over routes and stuff like that, where we can take him from leverage and have the right angles on him. And then when I do that, and if you look at Denver, if they're getting to May early, what's the next thing they're gonna do? They're gonna keep in the tight ends. So that's how you negate the tight end. So when he's sitting there, he don't have nobody to throw to. The tight ends have to stay in the block because the left side of the line is horrible. And then that's how you create the advantage for the Denver Broncos if they were looking for one.
Like I said, I think this is going to be an awesome chess match coming up on Sunday, really in both of these games. And
it's going to be about the red zone and short fields.
100%. And look, the difference is that on the NFC side, those two teams know each other so well because obviously they've played twice already this year. They're in the same division. Whereas on the AFC side of things, you've got two coaches who have done great jobs with their respective teams. Peyton trying to work in a backup quarterback here who hasn't thrown a pass, by the way, in 759 days. Sunday will be 759 days since the last time he threw a pass in an NFL game.
So he's Phillip Rivers.
759 days.
So he's Phillip Rivers.
Phil Rivers. 800-919-3776. Quick timeout. We'll get some calls up here on this Football Friday. It's Dan and Bart here on ESPN New York.
This is DiPietro and Rothenberg.
And I'm not usually like this. I can't get enough of this storm watch.
I love weather.
What do you want to discuss?
Jose
Caballero could be starting at shortstop. Bring it. Ben Rice, can he play first base? Let's discuss. Bring it. Carlos Rodon, can he handle New York? Bring it.
Everybody can get the smoke.
Are we too excited about John Harbaugh? Bring it.
This is DiPietro and Rothenberg.
The Mets, you hated them, now you love them. Bring it.
Morning Start with DiPietro and Rothenberg. Weekdays from 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
FanDuel is turning on playoff mode. All customers get a profit boost pack every NFL playoff game day. Each game day during the championship round, you'll find a pack loaded with multiple profit boosts waiting for you in the app. More boosts means more ways to level up your playoff bets. Pick the matchups you believe in, take your shot on an upset, or build a parlay that fits the moment. Now, I am loving the Rams, so you can apply your profit boost and go after even bigger payouts while the playoffs keep rolling. So visit FanDuel.com/local and grab your profit boost pack every NFL playoff game day. Each game day during the championship round, you'll find a pack loaded with multiple profit boosts waiting for you in the app. More boosts means more ways to level up your playoff bets. 21 and over and physically present New York option required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com for help with a gambling problem. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Hey, New York and New Jersey. Commitment issues? No problem. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $25 a month forever, as in for life. Switch now at boostmobile.com. After 30 gigabytes, you may experience slower speeds. Pay $25 a month as long as you stay on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. That's ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN.
ZipRecruiter. Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Michaela's Mobile Spa, Michaela. Michaela got a quick business insurance quote from Progressive and chose from over 30 customizable coverages. Sure, it helps she's her only employee and does literally everything. But while others would rest on their laurels, Michaela was hard at work saving big. So take that, hypothetical other employee who doesn't exist. Be your own Michaela. See if you could save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage is not available in all states or for all vehicles and coverage selections.
Step inside the game you love with the NBA app. Tap to watch every game as it's happening.
Jalen Brunson does it again!
And never miss a moment of the jaw-dropping action. Get closer to the players than anywhere else. Follow the latest schedules, scores, and stats. Keep up with every story from across the league. And with NBA ID, it's all personalized to you. The game lives here. Download today.
This is Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
What you can hope for is that the Yankees become a second-half team. They didn't get worse, that's for damn sure, and they were a 90-plus win team last year. So what can they be now in what's going to be a really good American League East? I think they're as good as they were last year, and they have the potential to be better because of the pitching getting healthy at some point early in the season.
Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Weekdays at 3 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube. This is the Michael K. Show.
Our good friend Jeff Passan. I don't know if you could say there's a winner or a loser, but the Yankees had a valuation on this guy, and they didn't budge from it.
32.5 in the place you wanted to be is a very good outcome for Cody Bellinger. It's a very good outcome for the New York Yankees. I don't think there's a loser in this situation. I think both sides won here, and the New York Yankees are a lot better team going into the 2026 season than they were without Cody Bellinger.
The Michael K. Show, weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
All right, Dan and Bart, ESPN New York on this Football Friday. 800-919-3776. Let's get to the phones. What do you say? A lot of people want to chop it up. We'll start it off with Justin in Floral Park here on ESPN New York. Hello, Justin. How are you?
What's up, guys? How are you?
Hey, Justin.
Took me a week to get over this Bills loss, but you know what? It is what it is.
Was it a catch? Was it a catch? Was it a catch?
I think it was a catch.
Bart, come on, Bart. Bart.
It wasn't no
Bart, come
catch.
on.
I don't know what more you got to do.
Bart, are you serious?
You got to survive the ground. They both fell down with their hands on the ball.
Come on, Bart.
Simultaneous possession is the receiver.
No, but you still have to maintain the possession of when you got to survive the ground.
Bart,
but if he was down, he survived, and then he was touched.
Bart, did Xavier Worthy catch the ball last year against Buffalo when Bishop was all over him? Was that a catch? It's literally the same play, Bart.
I'm speaking.
Devontae Adams. I saw the game Sunday. Devontae Adams. It was the same play, Bart. Come on.
Listen,
Don't give me this crap.
I'm only speaking about this play, man. Listen, one thing I can
Bart,
say.
how are you telling me that's not a catch, Bart? In what NFL is that not a catch, Bart? Besides the refs being a joke and not going into it because they got to go to the second game.
Oh, we're gonna cry
Bart,
about the Buffalo
man.
Bills getting jobbed. What about the other four?
Bart, you cry about the Baltimore Ravens every year, Bart. You cry about the Ravens and the Jets.
But I never
okay,
said
man, don't give me this.
I never said they got jobbed. Put your big boy pants on and don't turn the ball over.
Bart, the Jets can't get jobbed because they didn't even make the playoffs in the last 17 years. The last time they made the playoffs when you suited up, dude.
How many Super Bowls you guys got?
It doesn't matter. How many you got, dude? You got 0-2.
Justin,
okay?
Justin, why are you interviewing Mike McDaniel? That's what I want to know. How do you feel about that?
Exactly. That's a disgrace. And my owner's a disgrace, crying about this stuff. How do you fire a coach because everyone's upset? Last I checked, as Bart knows, when you lose a game, obviously you're emotional, you're down, you're sad about it. I mean, I can't believe he fired McDermott, who actually is building something there. Listen, I don't love McDermott.
What is McDermott building?
I think he's a terrible in-game coach. So, listen, I want...
Bain should have been fired,
I want
too.
Dable there.
Oh, so you want Dayball there so the turnovers can start happening again, and Josh Allen can play reckless because under Dayball.
Are you serious? Bart, you need to fact check some stuff, my man. When Dayball was there, Josh Allen had the least amount of turnovers. What are you talking about?
He's getting his ass.
That's a 13-second game, Bart. What are you talking about?
Getting his ass not done. You know who don't want Dayball there? James Cook.
Yeah,
because he don't run the damn ball.
He ain't going to run the football. Justin, we got to let you go because there was some feedback coming back there, but I appreciate the call.
I love to agitate.
Well, here's the thing.
It's the truth. You want to whine now, it's no fun when the rabbit got the gun.
Well, the thing about Buffalo, you want to move on from the head coach. That's well within their right. Like you said, I don't know how the general manager survives. That's number one.
That's crazy.
My God, if you're a Bills fan and then you're seeing some of these names they're talking to, I get the Daboll link to Josh Allen, and Josh Allen's going to have a say in this. You know he is because if you listen to the owner a couple of days ago, he let you know that by watching Josh Allen not being able to stop cry, that's why he fired the coach. Doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense, but he's going to have Josh Allen have say in this.
That's why I wanted to talk about that, too. Deion Dawkins, who hate the Jets with a passion.
Hey, it's Michael Clemens.
Big baby.
Yeah.
Crying like a big baby.
That's
There's no
true.
crying in football.
Yeah.
Bro, I lost 3 AFC championships in a row. Never saw me cry like a baby.
You know, think about that. You're like the Buffalo Bills of the championship
game. Yeah.
I never put 2 and 2 together before. Like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, but you never saw no crying or weeping or blaming nobody for us.
Is there one game in your career that you were, not to say that you were crying, but like one loss that hurt more than like any that you had?
Maybe the last one because we ran out of time and,
the Pittsburgh game you're talking about.
Yeah, maybe the last one. Because we had just came off the emotional win, and we got off to a slow start. Remember the 18-play drive?
Sure.
We gave up 3rd and 18 because we were in some exotic defense where we took all the linebackers off the field and Ben scrambled for 18 yards.
And why did Rex want to do that?
It was just something we put in, and it seemed like it was right. Sometimes you get too fancy and you outsmart yourself. 3rd and 18, we could have just played a regular defense. They probably would have checked it down and bailed out, and they never would have got that score. But, you live and you learn.
You live and you learn.
And then you're like, also because we died not ourselves. 1 yard line, run the ball 4 times in the A-gap right behind Nick Mangold and Brandon Moore and Damon Woody. And if they stop us, they stop us. Don't throw the ball twice.
Shotty like throwing the ball.
On the 1 yard line.
Shotty like throwing the ball.
Let me surprise him. Like, bro, we got down there because our fat tailback ran 60 yards.
Remember the game against, you don't want to remember the game. Remember the Christmas Eve game the next year, the Victor Cruz game against the Giants?
Yep.
You know how many times you threw the ball that day with Sanchez? I think it was like between 50 and 60 times.
I remember telling Cromartie, I said, hey, Crow. I say you ducking your head on your tackles, man. Pick your head up. You don't have to blow this dude up. It was 3rd and 99.
And he was backed up literally to his own goalpost.
Yeah, it was 3rd and 99. It was like, and I said, just keep your head up, man. Like, you don't have to hit this guy. This guy's real quick. And we were kicking the Giants' ass up to that point too. They couldn't move the ball nowhere. Yeah.
You know who Victor Cruz's college quarterback was at UMass?
Stidham?
Liam Cohen. Jaguars coach.
Oh, that's funny.
How about that? All right, 1 hour in the books, 800-919-3776. More football conversation, more of your calls. Dan and Bart, ESPN New York.
Looking for the best meat and seafood at unbeatable prices? Get to Wild Fork Foods. They offer the widest selection of meats and seafoods you'll find anywhere. Everything is blast frozen to lock in flavor and nutrients. From beef and poultry to seafood, pork, and even exotic and game meats, you'll get the best value for your buck. Visit one of their 7 locations across Long Island and New Jersey, or order online for same-day delivery at wildforkfoods.com. Wild Fork Foods, your neighborhood's meat and seafood market.
Hey, it's Michael K. Not sleeping? Well, it could be your mattress. That's why I always recommend my friends at PC Richard & Son. At PC Richard & Son, they don't just sell you a mattress. Their experts use a 4-step mattress fitting process so that your new bed fits you perfectly. They guarantee it. Top brands like Sealy, Stearns & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic. And in-home delivery on any mattress $199 and up is free. So do what I do. Get to PC Richard & Son and for your new mattress. Free delivery excludes Manhattan.
If you've been injured on a construction site, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique labor laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling construction accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for hardworking New Yorkers. From scaffold accidents to slip and falls and equipment failures, they've got your back. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS. That's right, 718-WORKERS, because your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Action basketball fans? BetMGM, an authorized gaming partner of the NBA, is giving players another reason to hit the court this season. BetMGM is adding extra excitement to every basket, every slam dunk, and every buzzer-beating shot with special promotions, new features, and more. Log in throughout the season to find odds boost tokens, no sweat tokens, and same-game parlay boost tokens in your account to amplify your winnings. Enjoy enhanced product features like dark mode, too. Log into BetMGM, an authorized gaming partner of the NBA, all throughout the basketball season to see what's new.
BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. New Jersey only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary and expire in 7 days.
880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
Hey, sorry I missed you. Your call is very important to me. Just not as important as the New Jersey Lottery's Green Ball promotion being back on Pick 3 evening drawings. See, if the green ball's drawn, that's a free second chance to win? So, yeah, you get it. It's only through February 1st, though, so try me after then?
Must be 18 or older to buy a lottery ticket. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. For game odds and promotion details, visit njlottery.com/pick3.
We are back, and we are looking at a pretty lopsided matchup, Jim.
That's right, Ron. I mean, in one corner, we've got a 175-pound guy, and in the other, a 6,000-ton heavyweight train.
Jim, this guy has no idea what he's getting himself into.
It's no contest. Every day, people tempt fate and die trespassing on railroad tracks. See tracks, think train.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Bart Scott.
What the hell?
Chris Carlin.
Take a hike. We're good.
This is Bart and Carlin.
Buckle your chin strap. We about to bang.
On ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Hour 2 rolling along on a championship football Friday. Dan Grasso, Bart Scott hanging out with you here on BNC. 800-919-3776. That is the telephone number. We'll do sideline to sideline next hour. We'll do audio files a little bit later on. Chris Canty is going to join us coming up at noon. How much pressure do you think is on Sam Darnold on Sunday? Our buddy Sam Darnold.
I mean, I'm so happy that Sam gets the right. Like, if you're Minnesota, you got to feel like dummies.
Oh, God, yes.
The fact that, you thought that you can get that out of J.J. McCarthy, and it wasn't even close. Justin Jefferson should be pissed off the fact that they ruined a year out of his great career and how that was headed, the pace he was on with Jerry Rice and all that stuff. But Sam Darnold, it is some pressure. They're the home team. I think the fact that Charbonnet is out is going to play a big role because that means who's coming in for Kenneth Walker.
They're thin behind Kenneth Walker.
Right.
Very thin.
So how many carries can he give you? How many carries are going to be required? And you talk about, Sam exercised some demons last game because he came back from behind and he balled out in the fourth quarter. But the first 3 quarters of all the matchups, I think he's been sacked 16 times and picked off 8. So it doesn't really pose well for Sam. Can Sam is it going to be the continuation of the fourth quarter / overtime where he played well? But also you have to tell yourself that last time that they played, they didn't have Devontae Adams.
Right.
So how's that game going to play? And Sean McVay is always kind of coordinated well against Mike McDonald.
But here's the thing, too. Like I was talking about this earlier. So the 2 games they played earlier this year with Stafford, the game they lost, that classic one on the Thursday night in overtime,
yeah.
Stafford threw for 450 yards. The one
Correct.
they lost, the game they won, he threw for 120 yards.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, it's just weird, the ebbs and flows of a game here. And you're right about Sam. Here's the thing. They made it to this point. He's gotten them here. He's made some plays when he had to. But Sam still has a penchant to turn the ball over way more than he should.
But I think he's proven himself as a franchise quarterback.
Oh, I would say so.
No longer a bust.
No
longer a fluke. In 2 years, he's been able to show you that he's got 28 wins in the regular season in the last 2 years.
It's just, look, if you're attached to Tom Brady, it's you two in the same sentence as the only 2 quarterbacks to win, 14 games with 2 different teams consecutive years?
Yeah.
It just goes to show you. And remember that year, the COVID season in 2020, and you and I, we were sitting at the Jet facility each and every Monday doing the Inside the Jet show.
Yep.
After loss, after loss, after loss, after loss, after loss. If we would have said then, boy, you know what, this Sam Darnold guy.
You keep going because the losses have never stopped.
No, it didn't stop. And remember that we were having to talk to guys on Zoom because of the protocols?
Yeah.
So we were sitting those guys were right down the hall from us. And
yeah.
They might as well have been in another country.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just such a weird time, such a weird vibe. But nevertheless, I'm happy for Sam. I think most Jet fans should be happy for
Never
Sam.
could have envisioned that.
And who could have envisioned this?
And it's weird because, can Sam come in between potential history? Talk about, Matthew Stafford, putting himself in select rarefied air. If he can get to a Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl. And, you talk about a guy who's thrown for over 62,000 yards. you talk about where that puts him as far as greatest quarterbacks of all time. I think it passes him, which it sounds weird because he doesn't have the MVPs. So you have to start asking yourself, would you rather have Matthew Stafford's career or Aaron Rodgers?
Well, right now they both have the one Super Bowl.
Right, but if he wins another Super Bowl, then I'm assuming that he's going to win the MVP. So he's going to have an MVP and win a Super Bowl and throw for 62,000 yards.
I'd still rather have Aaron Rodgers' career. Because he gets, 4 MVPs.
No, but you want to know why? I would rather have Matthew Stafford because he can say, hey, man, those Detroit years really didn't count. I was with a incompetent organization. Just imagine if I played for the Rams.
Remember, he had Megatron some of those years helping him get yards.
That's one player.
Still Megatron.
Who was protecting him?
Throw it up to Megatron.
You can't name me outside of Nate Burleson. You can't name me another teammate.
Kevin Jones on those teams. It was his running back. Backus on the offensive line.
You can't even say that with a straight face.
Well, I mean, they were bad. No, they made the playoffs a couple. Remember with Jim Caldwell?
Yeah, the 1 year. But that was. Remember, this is the same franchise that drafted 3 receivers in a row.
Roy Williams, Mike Williams,
and Charles Rogers.
All
of them, which was out of the league in 5 years. Not off the team.
Out of the league.
Out the league.
The Mike Williams one from Southern Cal, that was the one where you're like, really, man? Like, he's really doing this? And they did.
Matt Millen. And we know he was sick. We couldn't wait till he got healthy so we can tell him how we really felt about him.
Oh, my gosh.
You healthy? You healthy? You stink, you bum. Get out of here.
Let's go to the phones and say hi to Gilberto in the truck. Up next here on ESPN New York. Gilberto, what's going on?
What's up, Graxa? What's up, Bart? What's up, guys?
What up?
Everybody in the back, Ray, whoever's there, Tony, Anthony, everybody playing the music, everybody. Shout out to all of y'all. Great show. Bart and Graxa, I love the fact that you're here. There's one thing I want to ask you. But these guys don't want to come to coach for the Jets. How about not looking for that and going to Miami defensive coordinator, the college, and ask him if he wants a pro contract, because that defense is pretty good. And another thing I wanted to ask you, Bart and Grosser, the first couple of picks that the Jets have, I would go all defense, okay, especially the guy Reese.
You'll have to go all defense.
They're going to say, Gilberto, they're going to spend a lot of money this offseason, and you can fill a lot of holes on the defensive side of the ball in free agency.
Well, I'm going to go get Reese because you can't get – because it's not –
that defensive line for Miami, they were battering that Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah, but I would get Reese because you need a big hammer, and that allows who's the Sherwood? That allows Sherwood to be a wheel linebacker, which I think he should be.
Off the ball.
Yeah, you need somebody that can go sideline to sideline, but somebody that's a hammer. And if anybody can be like a dual threat, rush the passer.
Who was that? Who was the guy that played defensive end for Miami?
Bain.
That was stopping everything.
Bain.
But I don't think he's a better fit or better player than Arvell Reese.
Well, Arvell Reese and Gilberto, thanks for the call. Reese is one of these guys. The tools are there. Like, he jumps off. He's going to be one of these guys at the combine that's just like, wow. Like, his ceiling is going to be greater than anybody's.
High speed guy.
But if it doesn't work out, and if he's a bad fit, maybe in the wrong system, then you got a problem on your hands in terms of, all right, this guy's not necessarily a fit.
But if he's a Mike, like, it don't matter. He's played Mike his whole career. So if he's a Mike linebacker, he should fit in any system. Sometimes it's hard when you have wheels because do they play strong side linebacker? But as long as you're in the middle and you insulate it, you scrape it sideline to sideline.
Right. He could be, I mean, especially nowadays, the way the linebacker position is in the NFL. Yeah. This guy, if you have a guy of that talent and that ability, he becomes like a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, don't try and treat him like Isaiah Simmons.
Well, no, not
Jack
that.
all trades, master, nothing.
Not that. No. Swiss Army knife, meaning you line him up and move him over wherever, but he's going to be able to get after it.
Isaiah Simmons probably was the biggest disappointment from what we thought was going to be a great player in a long time.
Where is he now? Where did he just pop up? He
got cut from here.
No, he was on a team that, in the playoffs. Was it Carolina?
Man, he get cut by everybody.
He's been cut by a lot. Carolina, right? I thought so. Yeah, he was in the playoff game. I'm like, oh, Isaiah Simmons. Yeah, I thought I was drinking the Kool-Aid.
He's had no impact.
None. I was drinking the Kool-Aid when he came. I was like, you know what? This guy, he's got it, especially in the modern NFL. And just,
he's like a little Carlos Dansby. Yeah. He can play safety for you. He'll be getting his ass sixed up by tight ends.
Carlos with a K, Carlos Dansby. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
No, but, I mean, there's another. If you want to go, like, defensive end, you know, Bain he was going to the Senior Bowl, which I think is going to be good for him. The kid Bailey from Texas Tech, because remember, Texas Tech had that awesome defense this year. Yep. Look, we're still so early in this process, but I do think when you got the cap space that the Jets have, apart from all the draft choices, they're going to spend money.
How many people going to want to come here, though? So you got to figure out what they need: safety help, linebacker help,
everything,
and a stud corner. I'm just saying. So you figured out which one you're going to get from free agency. You probably got to bet because people don't let go of certain positions never hit.
Right, you can franchise if you're not going to, you know, like I got to see the NFL free agent.
I mean, if you decide to go offense, let's say they want to go Cornell Tate or the best receiver out there, and then with 16 go Sonny Lyles.
Get another wide receiver, which you need.
Right, so I mean, if they want to go like big time receiver first and then Sonny Lyles, or do you want to go elite linebacker, playmaker, leader of your defense first? And then go receiver second. You got to ask yourself, what's the deepest position group? Like, if we got to wait to 16, because somebody's going to drop, though. That's the crazy part.
You could get a corner at 16. I mean, think about it. Quinyon Mitchell, he was a pick in the teens with the Eagles. No, he might have. Did he drop to like the 20s?
Yeah,
because it was the Toledo thing.
And Cooper was where? Cooper was late too. Cooper was like 30 or something, right?
Quinyon was 22. Oh, my God. Cooper was 40.
Ed Reed was 24.
And he was a safety.
Remember, they got 33, too.
The free agent class, right, and they got 33. They got 4 of the top 44. The free agent class this year, as far as the corners, not great. You know who probably the best free agent corner is this year? And he's not horrible, but I don't think he's a 1. Reek Woolen with the Seahawks.
Yeah, he damn near got benched.
There you go. You're not giving him franchise changing money. Dave and Elizabeth up next here on ESPN New York. What's up, Dave?
What up, Grastas? What's up, Bart? How you?
What up, Doe?
Same old, same old. I don't sound like I'm underwater, do I?
No, but I hear it now. What are you close to water?
No, he actually turned water. No, because usually he sound muffled.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm going to make it quick, fellas. All right, so the DC situation, right? You know, we're not going to say names. They don't know who the guy is or whoever the gentleman is that didn't want to say their name. But I do want to say this. It's not that they don't want the job, because there's only 20 of these. They don't want to work with Glenn. That's the homework. They don't want to work with Glenn, because it's like, I was even thinking about it like, yo, why would you give up an opportunity like this? And it makes sense, too, because why would a big-time DC go work with Glenn, and possibly Glenn's not going to make it?
Well, Dave, Dave, real quick, I'll let you finish. You know this. It's when you say they don't want to work with Glenn, you have to clarify it by saying it's not him personally they don't want to work with. They don't want to work for any coach in a situation who's not even guaranteed to last another year. That's the reason.
Facts. 100%. You're 100% right about that, Dan. That since Glenn is on a trajectory to fail, kind of, they don't want to work with him because it's like, hey, I'm just walking into failure. This is not going to do anything. But if a good DC comes by like Jim Leonard or Wing, and they could change the program and get the things in the right direction, this would also be a great story. And real quick before you gentlemen let me go, a lot of Jet players, not for nothing, be in, the Union County area. Like when you guys were on that nice run, Bart, Santonio Holmes lives right there in Union by the college as well. He came to my job in Walmart. And he was like, oh, yeah, I live next to Lehigh Avenue. And my dad worked over there. And I'm like, I know that area. So it's funny. And
Santonio was living in the Ave?
He lived in the W, maybe for a second, because he lived in the W after where I.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. When he first got there during that run, he told us, he's like, yeah, I'm right there next to the colleges and like those nice plush apartments that they were building. And Bart, you're 100% correct. Popeyes Irvington, always box office. They never get it wrong. And they give you the sweet heat bib.
You want to know why? Because I think they got them Africans take pride in serving that chicken, man.
Oh, we lost Dave. I was going to ask him which Irvington it was, though, because Tom said there's a few.
It's them Africans, man. Like everybody, like it's a high African population. They take pride.
Then they're the ones working there. So it's like real Africans, you're saying?
Yeah, they take pride, brother.
See, I haven't explored it yet, so I don't know.
They take pride in getting that order right, man. Shout out to them, man.
Real quick, because I mentioned the free agency thing with defense, and I'm not trying to,
Who's available? Let's go shopping.
No. I'm not trying to rain on New England's parade. Like, they've had a great year, but let's make no mistake.
Crap load of money.
They spend more money than any. And look, they hit on all these guys, which is great.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, like, make no mistake about it. They spent more money on free agency than any team in the NFL this year. But just to give you guys an idea, Milton Williams, which is the ideal free agent signing, that's the guy.
Philly. Yep.
First-time free agent, ascending player, couldn't get on the field because Philadelphia was stacked. You knew he was ready to pop, and New England hit that one out of the park. But Milton Williams, Harold Landry, edge rusher, Robert Spillane, Carlton Davis, Mac Hollins, Morgan Moses. Those are the guys, like, just to name a few, that they signed in free agency. Think of how many so they hit on like 5, 6, 7 free agents. That also, throw in the fact of what you got from Drake May this year.
Hit on the quarterback.
And you hit on the quarterback. Dude, that's why they're 14-3 or whatever it was, and they're playing in the AFC Championship game.
Played a real soft-ass schedule, too. And like I said before, I probably we'll see what the people say. But I called C.J. Stroud a cone. So they basically played against a cone.
Dude, he's not good. What's happened to him?
I don't know. He looked disengaged.
Look.
Like, yo, is this something else going on in your life, man, where football just ain't important right now?
He's gone steadily backwards since his rookie year. And the funny thing about it, like we joke about it like, haha, it all really started in that Jet game last year on that Thursday night when they sacked him 8 times. Yep. And that's always going to be remembered for the Garrett Wilson catch game. Yeah. Like, that's the Garrett Wilson catch. But that game, 8 sacks to C.J. Stroud. And remember, at the end of last season,
they can't protect him, man. He get the hell beat.
Offensive line, they lapsed on that last year.
Trade Laremy Tunsil.
Laremy Tunsil, they moved him. I'll never forget, after C.J. Stroud's rookie year, they were putting Bobby Slowick as another great coach off the Shanahan tree, remember?
We ain't heard from him
Oh, my God. Bobby Slowick this, Bobby Slowick that. What happened after year 2? They fired Bobby Slowick because they made him walk the plank as the scapegoat for the fact that they let the offensive line completely go south. Now here you are, year 3. The line still sucks. C.J. Stroud continues to go backwards. Okay, Bobby Slowick's out of the picture, but still. Like, now what do you do?
Because they can't run the ball either.
No, well, Joe Mixon, they thought he was going to be the guy, and he was, he suffered the foot injury, and he was nowhere to be found all year.
But Joe Mixon's like 75 years old.
I don't think he's 75. He might be like 55, but I hear your point.
Could try and get Breece Hall. That'd be the perfect guy for them.
Here's the thing with Breece Hall. There's no reason, unless they legit just don't want him around, there's no reason for him not to be on the team because you just franchise him. He's a running back. That's not going to cripple your cap. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if they can't come into a contract agreement, you put the franchise tag on him for a year.
You don't want a disgruntled player. I mean, he's been a good soldier. He thought he was going to get traded last year.
He'd been a good soldier, but
end up with Pacheco.
But you know this. You know what I'm saying? He's a very smart guy. And so, like those little hints that he drops on social media out of nowhere.
Right.
Right. Like these, and then like, when they go to him, what was that about? And he's like, well, that was nothing. That was he's very kind of like passive aggressive type stuff. And that rubs some people the wrong way, in an organization. So you got to wonder.
It won't out, man.
What's AG thinking? Right. Because remember, Quinnen Williams, all the losing got to him. He wanted out. He got out. Does Breece go to them in the offseason and be like, look, I don't want to be here?
Breece got to say, listen, bro, I only got 4 years left.
That's right, as a running back. And
do I want to waste another 2 with y'all?
And who's my quarterback?
Then y'all going to end up trading me?
$14 million. That's what the tag is going to be for a running back. That's not terrible. That's not terrible at all.
And then sign. The interesting thing is, what do you do with AVT?
You're going to have to choose one of those guys.
Because AVT or Simpson. Do you think that because at his peak, AVT is the better player.
Correct. And he's more versatile, too.
But Simpson gives you
nasty streak.
Yeah, he gives you a personality.
Here's the thing about AVT. I agree with you. Obviously, we know this. Play guard, play tackle. You have an affinity for the player, affinity for the person. But how many times do you keep kicking that can down the road and then you get burned? Because it's like you want to believe that he could stay healthy. You want to believe that he could get through a season, but then what if he can't? And then if you let Simpson walk, then what do? Then you don't have either one of those guys. It's a tricky spot.
Yeah. Then you got to try and put all your money into Linderbaum.
Linderbaum ain't coming here.
I know. He ain't going nowhere.
I thought maybe once upon a time he could have been a fit here, but
I think he'll go to the Giants. He ain't going.
He's going anywhere. He's going to the Giants.
He ain't good. The Ravens are not letting Tyler Linder. They do not let their first round draft picks walk. after 1 year.
I could see the Jets drafting a guard like in the middle rounds just to have that depth, and then if you need, you know what I'm saying? That's what you hope you could do.
Definitely got to sign Isaiah Likely, man. Oh. I told him all last year, sign, draft, Harold Landry.
Patriots gave him money.
Huh?
Harold Landry, Patriots.
I'm sorry, not Harold Landry. Isaiah Likely, tight end. Is he a free agent? Huh?
Is he a free agent?
Yes. That's why people now, I'm like, damn, now that Harbaugh's here, they might pay him.
Maybe the Ravens could franchise tag him. If
they
that's
not.
The case.
They don't care because Kohler is actually one there too. I would sign him too. Like, cause he's the big grader, road grader, like edge setter, like who caught passes that people didn't expect him to be able to catch passes. Cause he's like 6'5", 6'7".
Yeah, he's a big target. Yeah,
yeah. But setting the edge in the run game, I guarantee you Harbaugh would sign him. Because something went on with Isaiah Likely where he was kind of seemed like he fell out of favor there.
There was a lot wrong last year. There was a lot.
It was weird because he was hurt for a long time waiting to come back from off-season surgery. And then he didn't play. You saw Coley there and they re-signed Mark Andrews.
Last year, it all started with the quarterback, if you ask me. The fact even when he was on the field, he wasn't right.
Well, his first, before he got hurt, he looked amazing.
No,
like
when
Buffalo,
he came back.
The Lions.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't his fault they lost those games.
No. But when he came back and he was playing, he wasn't. I mean, dude, we saw it in the Jet game.
He couldn't run.
He couldn't run.
It's like, yo, what the hell is he doing?
It was like the parting of the Red Sea, and he, like normal Lamar Jackson, would have just taken off and gotten big chunks of yards, and he wasn't even running. I'm like, what is he? It's just almost like he's playing like two-hand touch, and they don't allow the quarterback to run or something like that.
It's going to be interesting what they do with the offensive coordinator there.
Exactly. Because now you got a new coach. Who's he going to hire? And then how you fit in that offense around the quarterback.
I think for them, it should be somebody like Joe Brady, somebody that dealt with a mobile quarterback and, believe big in the run game. But it's going to be interesting to see how that works out.
Where the hell did Joe Brady just interview for an offensive coordinator? Was it Baltimore?
No.
Brady just interviewed somewhere for a coordinator spot.
I thought he's interviewing for head coaching.
He has as well, but he also interviewed for coordinator.
Yeah.
I just saw this, maybe it was yesterday, and I thought, that's interesting. Did anything pop up, Tom?
The first thing that popped up was the Bills giving him a shot for the head coaching job. That was the interview. That's the latest I see.
I thought he had another coordinator one.
What's really crazy is nobody wants the Philadelphia 76ers job. A lot of people are withdrawing their name for consideration.
Philadelphia 76ers?
I mean,
the Eagles.
The Eagles, yeah.
No, because it's a situation where a lot of guys have passed through there. You have...
But two people have got head coaching jobs.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people, I guess, don't want to like the way that the previous
Ravens did. There you go. Ravens interviewed Brady for offensive coordinator.
Oh, okay. Well,
that makes sense.
They listen to me. See, it lets you know I should be an executive.
So why don't you be an executive?
I would.
You don't even got to wear a tie. You can wear like the quarter zip team gear stuff.
Yeah, everybody's the quarter zip.
Yeah, that's
quarter
all they
zip,
do.
half zip.
Not even like the thin hoodies like you got on now. Like as long as it says Jets or whatever it is, you're good.
Got to be a quarter zip. Got to be formal.
Now only when they do press conferences, I think. Craig is in Lansing. He's up next here on ESPN New York from your neck of the woods there. What's up, Craig? How are you?
It's the capital, baby.
Hey, I'm doing good, man. Good morning. Two of my favorite guys for sure. Love the Saturday show, Dan, and Bart. Love you and Carlin for sure too. Look, man, a couple years back to your point with the Matt Stafford, Aaron Rodgers career. I mean, come on, if Rodgers wins the Super Bowl, then that's a wrap. But I mean, even if he don't, you look back. You're right, Bart. I did a study a few years back, and I was like, all right, let me see what they did with the draft the last 20 years. So I went back, and they had 26 first-round picks, and the only they had 3 Pro Bowlers, Stafford and Calvin Johnson, and then they had Eric Ebron, who wasn't a Pro Bowler till he left and went to the Colts. So, I mean, when you have an organization that can throw down 2 decades worth of first-round picks, and you're only going to come up with 2 Pro Bowlers, I mean, yeah, I'm with you. You can't count that against Stafford. And so I would also take Stafford's career. And that's all I got, fellas, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Thanks.
Craig, appreciate the phone call. I don't know. I mean, to me, Aaron Rodgers is one of the top 10 quarterbacks of all time.
Nah.
Matthew Stafford's not.
Matthew Stafford, you could argue, I would argue, I can make a case, it's a better thrower to football than Matthew.
I don't know if anybody was better. Maybe John Elway, that I could say definitively was a better thrower of the ball than Aaron Rodgers.
I don't think you've been paying attention. Like we went through a whole breakdown about the angles in which he threw just to win the game the other day. Like, Matthew Stafford was throwing for 5,000 yards back then in a 16-game season. And he's one of the toughest quarterbacks in the league. Like, he threw for 5,000 in Detroit.
I understand, but I mean, were we saying at the time that this guy was an all-time great?
I said it. Like, listen,
he was all-pro once,
right? Because when your team ain't winning no games, you don't take it. But look at the comebacks that he's had. I think he had more comebacks, fourth-quarter comebacks than anybody. His team, his organization should have been malpractice. Listen, I went against Aaron Rodgers. I went against Matthew Stafford. Went against Phillip Rivers.
Both
went
in
against
2010, actually.
Went against Carson Palmer. Went against Peyton Manning. Went against Phillip Rivers, Ben Roethlisberger, Steve McNair. I would say that Matthew Stafford is definitely top 3 of the best players quarterbacks that I feel like I win against.
See, the other thing, but people get so like carried away with the rings, right? Like Peyton Manning's now got 2 rings.
Rings is about like New York. It's about real estate.
But the second ring, though, that Peyton Manning got, they didn't get that because of him. He couldn't throw the ball 10 yards.
He's throwing helicopter wounded ducks.
That's what I'm saying, and that was all the defense. But now people look at Peyton Manning's career.
Like John Elway with his second one. John Elway with his second one. This one's for John. No, this one was brought to you by Terrell Davis.
And the first 3, when he took, like when Elway took him to the Super Bowl in the 80s, all on his back, basically, playing at MVP levels because he had no team.
They were the Buffalo Bills.
They were the Buffalo.
Losing in the AFC Championship time after time.
Well, they were going to the Super Bowl and getting destroyed.
Yeah.
And then and Elway was a freaking stud. But then, like, people looked at his career differently when almost 10 years later he gets there in the 90s, like you said, with Terrell Davis and everybody else. And now he's got 2 rings, and now people appreciate his greatness. It's like, no, he was always great. But now he's got the 2 extra rings, and now all of a sudden you think that he's a better quarterback?
Yeah. I'm telling you, like, man, Matthew Stafford, bad boy, man. One of the best arm talents this game has ever seen.
Tom, what did you say to me in my ear? I'm sorry. You can let the whole world know. It's okay.
I just said to give the people some Tullamore game time when you get a chance.
Do I have that on here? Oh, I do. How about that? You know what it is, Bart? It's game time. It's brought to you by Tullamore Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, it's Tully time. Nets host the Celtics at Barclays Center, 7:30. Rangers in San Jose to play the Sharks. Thank God it's their last game west of the Central Time Zone this year. Coverage begins at 9:30 p.m. right here on ESPN New York. Also at 10, you got the Devils in Vancouver to play the Canucks. And that is Game Time, brought to you by Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cask matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. Chris Canty joins us at noon. Put your calls next at 800-919-3776. Dan and Bart, right here on ESPN New York.
Friday with Don Hahn and Rosenberg. Can the Broncos win without Bo Nix?
I said this at the start of the season. I felt like our 2 was inside the best 32, and I think everyone feels that way.
Will Sam Darnold do enough to get Seattle to the big game?
I'm going to turn it loose. If it's there and we get the coverage for the right play and I feel like it's there, I'm going to let it rip.
Don Hahn and Rosenberg today at 3 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
FanDuel is turning on playoff mode. All customers get a profit boost pack every NFL playoff game day. Each game day during the championship round, you'll find a pack loaded with multiple profit boosts waiting for you in the app. More boosts means more ways to level up your playoff bets. You can pick the matchups you believe in, take your shot on an upset, or build a parlay that fits the moment. Whatever you like, bet it. Only on FanDuel. Then apply your profit boosts and go after even bigger payouts while the playoffs keep rolling. Each game day during the championship round, you'll find a pack loaded with multiple profit boosts waiting for you in the app. So visit FanDuel.com/local and grab your profit boost pack every NFL playoff game day. Must be 21 and older and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions do apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For over the gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467369.
Show your team spirit and save big only at Security Dodge during the Start Something New sales event. For a limited time, score an extra $500 off on top of all rebates and new incentives, just for coming in and wearing your favorite team's jersey or swag. High school, college, or pro, football, basketball, hockey, and every sport in between. It's easy to win big at Security Dodge in Amityville. Visit us today or shop 24/7 at securitydodge.com.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN right now to try it for free, and you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
That's ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
Hey, New York and New Jersey, Boost Mobile has an unlimited talk, text, and data plan that's only $25 a month forever, meaning you'll only ever pay $25 a month for the rest of your life. Who wouldn't want unlimited wireless when it only costs $25 a month forever? If you don't, you must be one of those people who enjoy overpaying for their phone plan. $25 a month forever is truly as good as it gets. So go online and switch now at boostmobile.com. After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan.
Welcome to Jake's 58 Casino Hotel, where excitement never stops. Unleash the fun with 2 floors of gaming action, featuring 1,000 cutting-edge video and electronic machines. Enjoy exceptional service at a prime location that places you right in the heart of Long Island's excitement. Stay and play in style with over 200 hotel rooms and treat yourself to a full range of dining options at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel.
If gambling is a problem for you or someone you care about, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Dan and Bart, ESPN New York. I was just talking about this already. You know, we got Snowmageddon coming on the weekend, on Sunday. And everybody be safe.
Make sure you go buy all the toilet tissue.
Buy everything that you, because apparently I'm getting messages like, you know, my family and stuff like that, in-laws, going to the grocery store already. And they say it's like cleaned out already. Completely cleaned out. Shelves empty. So like the panic is ensued. I don't know if you know this. It's going to snow, and we're going to be locked in our houses for like 9 weeks.
People love this, too. I mean, the stores, Home Depot.
They love this.
Go to get your flashlights. Go get your whistles. Go get your solar panel battery backup.
You know what cracks me up? Salt. Got to get the salt, right? Like the hardware stores cleared out of all the salt. Shovels. Here's my thing. all the people gobbling up like the shovels and the salt and all that stuff, like, you didn't have a shovel previously? Like, what did you do with, like, what do you just throw your shovel out every year and get a new shovel?
It snowed 2 days. It snowed 2 weeks ago.
Bro, I've had the same, like, snow shovel in my garage probably for 20 years.
Correct.
Like, what am I using it for?
And that salt ain't gonna do nothing.
Salt ain't doing nothing.
Like, it's too much snow to put salt on. So what you better do if it's snowing, you better put it up twice. You know what I'm saying? You got to pick it up twice. If you let it get too heavy, you don't want to have to shovel half the snow, like half down, because you can't get to the bottom of it.
Well, that's that's also your tax dollars as far as the roads. Like, you're gonna have them trucks out constantly, like dumping all that salt all over the place.
You know them side roads gonna be crazy though.
Yeah, it really is.
But doing your house, it's gonna be tough.
Load it up. If you can do it, load it up early, like tomorrow. Like, if you got all that stuff, put it all out before it even starts snowing. That'll help at least a little bit.
Yeah.
Treat the road and treat the driveway. Do whatever you got to do, the sidewalks.
What they're treating the roads now, I'm sure they're spraying the roads now.
Yeah. That's why they all look like it's already snowing. They're all, like, white and, nasty. And you know what I hate about that stuff? All that stuff comes up in, like, my car. It's, like, all white now.
Yeah.
And you got to go freaking get the car wash, which is a pain in the you-know-what.
You don't want that stuff sticking on your paint job too much.
That's the corrupting part. 'Cause my car's black, so now I got all this, like, white, dirty crap on the car.
Do we have the proper timeline? It has to start hitting the middle of America so we can know what kind of force it got.
They're saying as far as, like, start time in that Sunday morning 7 a.m.-ish area.
But for Chicago, Tennessee, St. Louis, it should be hitting a day early, right?
Yeah, it'll be like a Saturday tomorrow.
Okay, so for them, that'll give us a great indication how much it's packing.
Well, remember, we're closer to the water too.
Yeah, but it's not gonna get the water. It's not like it's gonna go to the water and then come backwards.
No, it's not that it's gonna come backwards. But they're saying, like, if it draws maybe some, like, warmer
moisture,
air,
yeah.
Then if it draws the warmer air, then, like, you might get the mixing or whatever, which means it'll bring the snow totals down. But if you get the cold air coming from the north on down, then you get more snow.
Look at that.
See that? Look at that.
Become a meteorologist.
Look at this. I'm pulling out, like, meteorologist weather stuff out of my you-know-what. And I almost made it sound professional. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
I think everybody believe you, too.
You gunning for Bruce Beck's job?
No, he's a sports guy.
Yeah, look at me. I'm an idiot.
Ray, turn his mic off. Come on.
My mic sound nice. Check one.
I'm mortified. I'm going to call Bruce right now and tell him you said that.
You should. Do it on the air,
I was saying, my friend Tom Bauer thinks you're a weather guy.
Yeah,
even though you've been covering sports for 40 freaking years.
I deserve to be publicly scolded.
And he's the best.
That. Yep.
Bruce Bay. He you know what's funny? Like Bruce, that's a cool name. Like Bruce Beck. I wonder if that's his real name or if that's like his show name. But man, I used to always laugh. Otis.
Otis is the man.
Otis.
Love Otis.
Man, if that ain't I was born in the 70s black man name, Otis. Otis might have been born in the 60s. Otis.
You know Otis covers the Jets, right? But
I know. Otis.
But he's a Dolphin fan. Big Dolphin fan.
Calls it. Manchurian candidate.
Big Dolphin fan. Let's say hi to Muhammad, Long Island. Mo, what's going on today, my friend?
What's going on, fellas? Thanks for taking my call, man. Listen, I don't think the narrative around Aaron Glenn is fair because he's a rookie head coach and he made a lot of mistakes this year, but that's what you expect of rookie head coaches. This is what you expect of rookie quarterbacks, right? So I don't like this. I keep saying I don't think it's fair that people are painting him out to be the reason that the Jets have an image problem when a few years ago, Kirk Cousins gave us the stiff arm. Right? And then you remember
Anthony Barr.
The cheetah. What did he tell us? The Jets, right? So this is England. The Jets have an image problem that starts with the owner, and that's what the problem is. Now, I just want to make one comment about the draft. I think the Jets should go the best defensive end in the draft or the best linebacker in the draft at 2, the best wide receiver at 16, and let's take our 3 in our second next year and go get Kyler Murray, Isaiah Likely. So with that new wide receiver and Garrett Wilson, we got a formidable offense. Let's have some shootouts and lose because of the defense and build our defense up over these next 2 years. Thanks for taking my call, guys.
Well, you definitely got to build up the defense, Mohammed, and thanks a lot for the phone call. Here's what I tell people, like and you know this, with the draft picks. All right, you got 4 of the top 44 this year. By the time April rolls around, we don't even know if they're going to have 4 of the top 44 because they might use some of those picks to go out there and get a proven veteran in the league. You never know.
I was saying I would give up next year's 2 for Mac Jones. That way, I don't know. I don't have to worry about it. And you have him he's under contract. I might try and go I might try and go that way. I just don't see anybody else. And then you still got the equity next year if you need to give up two ones to go up and get the quarterback next year.
I mean, it's a dangerous game to play. Like whenever we hear that, you get the quarterback next year. You get the quarterback next year. When you have as many picks as they do, they could go for a quarterback this year. They could go for a quarterback next year. What's the difference, right?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
You just got to get it right.
I would go Chambliss at 33.
If he's going to go back to school. Remember, he's part of that lawsuit right now.
He's not going to win that.
You never. I mean, college is so screwed up right now. You don't even know if it's going to be that way.
People never correct themselves.
No, but I think
when people judge wrong, it's hard for them to get them to change their mind and say, "Oh, well, we decided to go another way." You're right. You're right. The appeal process worked.
He would be a good target at
33.
33, 100%.
That's what I'm saying. You still get your offensive help and you get your defensive help.
There was something I was looking for. I was going to tell
Isaiah Likely, Lemon, Mechie, Mason Taylor.
What about A.D. Mitchell?
Breece Hall, I-9 Mitchell. That's because then you got two other guys that can teach your first-round draft pick how to be a pro.
Here's the problem. And I know we keep coming back to the same thing over and over and over again. All these weapons, that's great. It's fantastic. But who's the quarterback?
Is that Mac Jones?
That's a leap of faith right there.
I mean, is Mac Jones not similar to the type of player that Jared Goff is? What they want is a guy that can play action, turn his back to the defense, and find the open man when he snaps his head around, find where the safety rotation is.
But let me ask you a question. When he left New England, was anybody saying that about Mac Jones? Oh, that's a guy you got to get.
He did go to the Pro Bowl his first year.
Yeah, but that's the Pro Bowl.
That was under Josh McDaniels.
Right.
He played well. So it lets you know that teaching matters.
But remember, he was such a, called a cheap shot artist and all that stuff. I don't think he's a very popular guy in a lot of
Mac
locker
Jones?
Yeah.
I wouldn't care. I'm using him for 1 year.
Where'd you send that, Tom?
Check your text messages. There's some interesting news from Adam Schefter.
Stand by.
We signed Jim. I'm telling you, it's going to be Jim O'Neill.
Oh, my gosh.
What?
Oh, my God.
Was it? Is it Jim McNeil?
What is happening? No. Is this a breaking news? A kind of a breaking news?
Yeah, I'll play it just because I think it's funny.
Let's do it. We built it up.
Can't wait.
You know who the Buffalo Bills are interviewing for their head coaching job?
Rex Ryan?
No.
Oh.
A guy who played football this season.
Phillip Rivers?
Yeah. What are we doing? What are we doing? Here's the thing.
Listen, I felt better about the ownership of the Jets when I heard their coach, their owners talk. They say people hate him.
We said this yesterday, Chris and I. All right? You're a Jet fan or even a Patriot fan, obviously. You're a Jet fan, though? When you saw the press conference in Buffalo, was it yesterday or the day before? If you saw the press conference in Miami yesterday, you're suddenly looking at things with a little bit of a different demeanor.
Like, you know what I mean?
I mean, you got the owner of the Dolphins who didn't even remember the coach's name. He's up there. I don't know why they dragged the. I mean, look, you're the owner. You can do whatever the hell you want.
What did he call him?
He forgot his name. Tom, do you have that cut? Play that cut.
Oh, you bet I do.
Oh, Mick.
Enthusiasm, the knowledge, the background. Jeff stood out amongst them all.
It's like,
damn.
And here's the thing about Buffalo.
Yeah.
I was saying this on the air yesterday. Dude, I mean, he's 80-something years old, maybe. But, RJ, who produces the morning show.
Yeah.
RJ's a Buffalo Sabres fan because he's from up there, right? So he's a Buffalo Sabres fan. Pagula owns the Sabres.
Yeah.
And this press conference, when he hijacked the other day, RJ said, what people don't know is that this is the Pagula that's basically ran the Sabres into the ground for the last 15 years. Now you saw that side of him taking charge of the Buffalo Bills. He stayed out of the way.
He sounded delusional.
I mean, I fired the coach because Josh Allen couldn't stop crying after the game. I mean,
he couldn't even look up at me.
Couldn't even look up at me. I had to point the finger at McDermott and say it's his fault and fire him and move him the hell out of here. Holy Lord. 800-919-3776. Canty's going to join us coming up in about 15 minutes at high noon. It's Dan and Bart, ESPN New York.
Why do you go to Princeton Longevity Center?
We go to Princeton Longevity Center because my husband's cardiologist told him having this exam saved his life.
Because somehow 20 turned into 40, and now I need to take my health more seriously. The Princeton Longevity Center designed a program to keep me healthy and active, so 50 and 60 will be no sweat.
Because even though my cholesterol is high, it turned out my arteries are clear. That's a big relief.
Whether you want to make the most of your future years or just want peace of mind, you need the Princeton Longevity Center. Their comprehensive preventive exam combines the latest technology with caring experts to create your personal plan for staying well.
Because I shouldn't have to wait an hour for a 10-minute physical. I go to Princeton Longevity Center because I get everything done in one day and take my results home with me.
Find out why you need Princeton Longevity. Call 888-8000-PLC or go to PrincetonLongevityCenter.com. Call 888-8000-PLC. That's 888-8000-PLC.
Hey, it's Michael K. Not sleeping? Well, it could be your mattress. That's why I always recommend my friends at PC Richard & Son. At PC Richard & Son, they don't just sell you a mattress. Their experts use a 4-step mattress fitting process so that your new bed fits you perfectly. They guarantee it. Top brands like Sealy, Stearns & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic. And in-home delivery on any mattress $199 and up is free. So do what I do. Get to PC Richard & Son and for your new mattress. Free delivery excludes Manhattan.
Murray to the net. Score!
The New York Islanders are back in action with a brand new theme night schedule you won't want to miss. Bring your friends out for the holidays and take home a custom holiday replica jersey or arrive early for special bobblehead giveaway nights for Matt Barzell and Bo Horvat.
Barzell for Horvat. Score!
Explore the full theme night schedule at NewYorkIslanders.com.
Hey, sorry I missed you. Your call is very important to me. Just not as important as the New Jersey Lottery's Green Ball promotion being back on Pick 3 evening drawings. See, if the green ball's drawn, that's a free second chance to win. So, yeah, you get it. It's only through February 1st, though, so try me after then.
Must be 18 or older to buy a lottery ticket. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. For game odds and promotion details, visit njlottery.com/pick3.
When it comes to meat and seafood, selection matters, and no one beats Wild Fork Foods. To everyday essentials, to high-quality steaks, to seafood and more, every product is blast frozen to lock in peak flavor and freshness so you get restaurant-quality meats at home for amazing prices. Shop in person at 7 locations across Long Island and New Jersey, or you can order online for same-day delivery. It's easy, it's convenient, and the prices are wild. WildForkFoods.com.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
So it was the fourth quarter and we're down by 5. Sweat pouring down my face. Suddenly it hit me. If only I could wrap part of the towel around my forehead. And that's how I became the first basketball player to wear a headband.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
You live for this. The wins, the losses, the slam dunks, and the buzzer beaters. The dream that this is your team's year. Hope, it's what keeps you coming back. So you represent with anticipation and with pride. Because when everything's on the line, your support means everything. That's why the NBA Store is here to support you. Check out the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
Dan and Bart, ESPN New York on this Football Friday. 800-919-3776. Chris Canty's going to join us coming up at noon. Talk a little football with him. Phillip Rivers getting an interview for the Buffalo Bills, according to our Adam Schefter, which, we were talking about that during the break a little bit. You know the guy who ruined this whole thing was the late Jim Irsay when he made Jeff Saturday his interim head coach in the middle of the season. Yeah, put that mic on.
How many games they win?
I don't think they won a lot, right?
They won the first game or something like that.
What did he win, like one game? I don't even remember.
He's back on Get Up in 2 weeks. No, I'm just playing.
Well, he's back on TV doing his thing.
No, I'm saying he's back. I'm saying it was a short stint. Was it like
he was 1-7.
Games?
He was 1-7.
Damn, he got 8 weeks.
I didn't think he got 8
months?
games either. Yeah,
jeez,
1-7. He was 1-7. So there you go. Because say what you want, and I understand. Phillip Rivers been around football his whole life. You've been around football your whole life, but
I ain't coached my high school kids.
But still, you know what I mean? It's a slap in the face, and I'm speaking up on behalf of coaches. It's a slap in the face of guys who've been in the coaching profession their entire life, who've grinded, who've put in the time to get an opportunity to one day have a sniff of being an NFL head coach, and then all of a sudden, like Phillip Rivers, he comes out of retirement, he's been off the grid for 5 years, and now all of a sudden you're going to make him a head coach potentially?
Remember, it was Josh McCown, too, for a minute. Like he was
Josh McCown, same thing.
He's going to get the head coaching job, like, off of doing nothing. Like they're going to offer it to him, and then that's why they had to sign Lovie Smith because there's going to be a freaking riot or something going on if they would have made that hire. This is what I understand. Like, this is why the Cowboys hire passing game coordinator from Philly
for the defensive coordinator.
I don't get it. If you're the Cowboys, you're the most valuable.
Certainly most visible.
Yeah, one of the most valuable organizations. Why are you going cheap with the defense coordinator? Why wouldn't you be going Jim Schwartz? Why wouldn't you be waiting for Raheem Morris? Why wouldn't you be waiting for somebody that's a proven coordinator instead of going with somebody that's never done it before?
I almost don't know anymore in the sense that these teams, these owners, these general managers, whatever, when you're looking for a coach. Now, I would think for a coordinator, it's a little bit different. Coordinator, you think you're hiring somebody based on X's and O's, right? Like as a coordinator?
Yeah.
Okay. Head coach, that's obviously not the case, I don't think, anymore.
That's just leadership.
It should be leadership. But then
structure.
You have guys that are getting these head coaching jobs who, to me, are nothing more than glorified coordinators. To me, Ben Johnson is a glorified offensive coordinator. Sean McVay is a glorified offensive coordinator. Kyle Shanahan, like these guys, you know what, they call the plays, it's their offenses, but we're not even, like when the Rams defense stinks, okay, when the Bears defense, Bears defense was not good this year, but when we looked at the Bears defense, are we pointing at Ben Johnson and saying, boy, the Bears defense sucks. Boy, Ben Johnson better get that figured out. No, nobody's saying that, but yet he's the head coach, right? Like we don't look at that anymore. And I wonder where things are going. Here's what I do know, though. Here's what I do know. It is time now for something new.
Every Friday with Bart and Carlin, we highlight the feel-good moment of the week. Presented by the Samwell Institute for Pain Management.
It's a profound honor to be entrusted with the responsibility of coaching the New York Football Giants. And my dad taught me that they were the New York Football Giants. They were just the Giants of New York. They were the New York Football Giants, right, Dad? All the way back.
That was Coach Harbaugh with the Feel Good Morning of the Week, brought to you by Samwell Institute. Yeah, baby.
You should feel good about that. You're talking about a bona fide adult. Now, everybody should be happy, maybe except for Joe Shane, who had his powers taken from him.
Remember what John Harbaugh said at the press conference? That's just a piece of paper.
Yeah, just a piece of paper that I fought for. So maybe we need to get Joe Shane. We need to get him here so he can go ahead and get that sciatica hurt, off, because I know that made his ass hurt.
That was gangster. He's like, nah, that's just a piece of paper.
Yeah, that I fought for and almost walked away for. I walked away from $20 million a year. But, I needed that piece of paper. I need that peace of mind. You talk about what's probably going to come up. Shortly, it's going to be after that. Let me just speak about that piece of paper. Should I go to the maestro? You want me to go ahead and knock it out?
Well, how about, Dan, you finish your section first, because I believe you have a tail end to this. And then, Bart, you can tell me more about Samwell.
Well, I was going to tell you that was the Feel Good Moment of the Week, brought to you by Samwell Institute for Pain Management. For a pain-free life, visit SamwellPain.com today.
Yeah, real talk for a second. Let's have a little real talk for a second.
Do it.
If you're dealing with back pain, neck pain, sciatica, or joint pain, and you've been trying to push through it, why do that? I've been there. That's why I want you guys to know about my boy Jay Shaw, Dr. Shaw at Samwell Pain. This is not about surgery or anything like that. This is about not taking a pill and call me later place type of thing. Dr. Shaw is an Ivy League trained, double board certified, and he is focused on non-surgical image-guided procedures that eventually or actually fixes the problem. No downtime, no scars, no long recovery. They've got same-day or next-day appointments, offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood, so that means there's one nearest you. Check them out, SamwellPain.com. I believe that they're certified. I verify them. Stop dealing with pain. And it starts with doing something about it. So get off your ass and go take care of yourself. In 2026, that's what we're doing. Feel Good Fridays, brought to you by Samwell Institute. Go ahead and get rid of that nagging, aching pain. Age gracefully.
You know what's funny, real quick? Just to go back to the clip from Harbaugh, like the New York Football Giants. You know what cracks me up? When there are people, because I remember there was a couple of guys that you played with while they were Jets, that try to use that with Jets and say the New York Football Jets. No, it's not the New York Football Jets. The reason that whole thing, came about because you had a New York Giants baseball team once upon a time. So you had the football team and the baseball team, and that's why they had to specify the New York Football Giants. There's no such thing as the New York Football Jets. The New York Jets. There's no other, the Winnipeg Jets, New York Jets. There's no confusing the two. That's why that came about. So it cracks me up when people try to throw that football thing with the Jets. But that's my little axe to grind. You know what's coming up next?
What's that?
Our buddy, Christopher Canty, in his weekly spot. That joins us next at noon, high noon, on this Football Friday. It's Dan and Bart on ESPN New York.
Not all F words are bad. Some are actually great, like fast, free fiber for 4 months. Yep, switch to Optimum Fiber for as low as $25 a month. Plus, for a limited time, you can get 4 months free, HBO Max included for 1 year, and a 5-year price lock. Don't wait, this free fiber deal won't last long, and the fastest, most reliable, most consistent internet speeds await you. Call 888-4-OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com/free today. Terms apply. See Optimum.com for details.
Welcome to Jake's 58 Casino Hotel, where excitement never stops. Unleash the fun with 2 floors of gaming action, featuring 1,000 cutting-edge video and electronic machines. Enjoy exceptional service at a prime location that places you right in the heart of Long Island's excitement. Stay and play in style with over 200 hotel rooms and treat yourself to a full range of dining options at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel.
If gambling is a problem for you or someone you care about, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Benjamin Franklin, sir, I've just received news.
Speak.
They're multiplying you.
Multiplying me?
Yes, many times.
Multiple Benjamins?
Shall I stop it?
No.
Multiply your Benjamins with New York Lottery's Extra Multiplier Scratch-Off games. Play for the chance to multiply your winnings up to 100 times. Prizes up to $3 million.
I've won! I've multiplied myself! We won!
Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hard-working partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Hey, this is Mika Zibanejad.
Hey, this is Adam Fox. Catch every Rangers game right here on 880 ESPN.
WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage, no medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Empower. Pete's back on the links with all new golf clubs and hopefully less swearing.
Dang, sliced it.
He worked with Empower to help him get good at money so he can be a little bad.
Heads up!
Oof. Talent sold separately.
Guy said these were slice proof.
At least he has money for lessons. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Bart Scott.
What the hell?
Chris Carlin.
Take a hike, we're good.
This is Bart and Carlin.
Buckle your chin strap, we about to bang.
On ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
All right, hour number 3. It is high noon here on ESPN New York. It is Dan. It is Bart. It is B and C here on ESPN New York. It's 12 o'clock. It's the third hour of the show. What do they know that as well?
It's the power hour.
And because it's the power hour and it's a football Friday, championship weekend, who better to kick off the power hour with than our good buddy, the newly proud doting dad himself? It is our pal, the great Chris Canty, who joins us on ESPN New York. CC, congrats, brother. How are you?
I'm doing good, getting ready for Snowmageddon this weekend. So the wife, the baby, and I decided that we were going to go on a walk to the park just because we know we're not going to be able to get outside for the next 48, 72 hours.
You ain't buy up all the damn tissue, did you?
Bart, you know there are a couple of things that are essential when you're going to be snowed in. Listen, I learned my lesson during quarantine when I had to rock out with that one ply. That ain't going to get it done, dog. That ain't going to get it done.
You had that stuff like on that bear commercial. It was sticking in your you had them dingleberries.
Yeah, it was a real rough situation, if you know what I mean, partner.
You don't want to use that stuff that's like sandpaper that's only for emergency situations. You don't want to get stuck with that. You know what I mean?
Not at all. Not at all. I don't want to have to be using my son's diapers.
No. No. You're not at that point yet. Maybe when you're 80, but not now. All right, Cece, tell me about these games. Right? Which one to you is the more intriguing of the two matchups?
Man, I got to say, I'm really interested to see what ends up happening with the Denver-New England game. I'm not saying that that's going to be the better of the two games this weekend, but I think the storylines are absolutely fascinating. You got the New England Patriots with, Mike Vrabel, former player, current coach of the team, having an opportunity to go as a player and as a coach. Not a lot of people have had a chance to do that in our league. And then Sean Payton having a chance to do something that nobody has done, which is win a Super Bowl with two different teams. So I just think there are fascinating storylines. And in the middle of it, we got thrown a little bit of a curveball with Bo Nix being out for the rest of the playoffs. And Jarrett Stidham, of all people, playing against the team that drafted him. I just think it's really, really interesting, the storyline in the AFC Championship game.
Now, when you talk about that game, it seems like, Drake May's benefited from some home cooking and the fact that the other side of the ball hasn't really shown up. You talk about going against the Chargers, not having tackles that can hold up on the outside. But, when you look at this matchup, it seems like they get some of the problems that they had last week. The fact that, Drake May has been sacked 10 times, but also this is their first time going on the road in a hostile environment, which doesn't improve your pass protection. It actually hurts it.
Oh, yeah, Bart, and that's exactly where I went to. I talked about it a little bit this morning on our Sportsmanlike, shameless plug, 6 to 10 a.m. on ESPN Radio.
There you go.
But the thing that I said was it's going to be a little bit different going up against this top 5 defense as opposed to the last 2 weeks when you went up against the top 5 defense, because you're going to have to be operating out of the silent count. So the jump that Nick Bonito and Zach Allen and those guys on the D-line for the Denver Broncos is going to be crazy. And what we've seen based on what the tackles for New England have shown, especially Will Campbell, is that they can't hold up in straight drop-back situations. So if you're Josh McDaniels, you better have quick answers in the passing game for Drake May to get the football out to. Otherwise, your quarterback is going to be running for his life back there behind that offensive line. So I think that's the game within the game when we talk about what's going to decide this matchup.
And Chris, the other thing, too, is let's not forget, New England, and I know Denver's a tough place to play, mile high, the whole thing. New England's undefeated on the road this year, so they have been able to go into other people's homes and take care of business.
And who was those people?
Okay.
What schedule was that?
They're undefeated, and they've only beaten one team that finished with a winning record on the road.
Now, that
one team was the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, I thought it wasn't the Jets. It wasn't the Jets in that Week 17 game. Wasn't that one?
No.
Sorry.
No. It wasn't that one.
No, but you guys mentioned, and we're kidding, of course. You guys mentioned Josh McDaniels. I said this to Bart a little bit earlier. To me, I actually think Josh McDaniels is one of the X factors in this football game. Not for what he's going to do with Drake May, Chris, but what type of info does he have in intel on Jarrett Stidham, who he's worked with in 2 places, that he's going to be able to supply that Patriot defense?
Man, that means nothing.
Well, that sounds good, but I don't think he's got a lot of intel in terms of how Sean Payton deploys Jarrett Stidham, how he's going to use Jarrett Stidham. I think this is a little bit different. And one of the things that I think sets up well for the Broncos, that offensive line is one of the best in football, with an all-pro guard, a Pro Bowl left tackle, and then you're talking about a running game with R.J. Harvey that's emerging. And then, oh, by the way, they could get J.K. Dobbins back this week as well. So I just think that in terms of how they want to play, leading with the running game, passes to the flat, passes in the screen game, protecting Jarrett Stidham in that way is what Sean Payton is going to do. Now, it's easier said than done. They got to go out there and execute. But I think what's going to be critical for Denver, being able to keep that offense on schedule. If they can do that, if the New England Patriots defense can't create a lot of negative plays on early downs and distances, they're going to have some trouble.
You're not going to get a lot of design runs probably out of Stidham like you would with Bo Nix. That's the other thing. So when you bring up the running game, New England's got a real good run defense. If those backs can't churn out the yards, that might be a lot you're putting on Jarrett Stidham's shoulders, though, Chris.
Screen game.
No, it could be, but again, like Bart said, it's the screen game, right? It's quick throws to the flat, swing passes. Think about it. They had a really big swing pass to R.J. Harvey in that game against the Buffalo Bills. You're going to see a lot of that. Marvin Mims, same thing. So you're going to see a lot of that challenging the force of the New England Patriots defense. This is not going to be a situation where they're going to come out in 21 personnel and run lead weak for 20 plays. That's not what Sean Payton's going to do. He understands that they got projectors in Denver just like they got them in New England. So I think they'll do a lot of creative things with the running game and in the short passing game as an extension of the run game to challenge the force of the New England Patriots, to force that defense to rally and make open field tackles.
Let's go to the other game on Sunday. And, the intriguing narrative that could be said. They always say that the story is written by the winners. What story can Sam Darnold write if he wins this game? And what story and legacy is Matthew Stafford leaving behind if he's able to get to the Super Bowl and maybe eventually win it? Where does that leave him? And where does this leave the winner of this game?
Well, listen, man. I mean, for Stafford, if he wins this game, gets to another Super Bowl, and has a chance to hold up the Lombardi Trophy again, we're talking about a no-doubt lock to be in the Hall of Fame, right?
Yeah.
I think there's that. When you look at what that means for Sean McVay, he would have been to 3 Super Bowls in less than a decade span and potentially winning 2 of them. That's rarefied air as well. And then on the other side of it, you have the upstart Seattle Seahawks with Mike McDonald, who has been called the Sean McVay of defense in the NFL. And you have Sam Darnold, who could be the first of the 5 quarterbacks in the 2018 draft class to get to and win a Super Bowl. So I think there's a lot of –
That's wild, by the way. I didn't even think about that. That's wild.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of legacy opportunities in the NFC Championship game. I would just say this. When it comes to the Sean McVay of it all, I think there is much more to lose than there is to gain for him, because if they lose this game to the Seattle Seahawks, Mike McDonald in his second year, and Sam Darnold of all people, and you have the presumptive MVP of the league in Matt Stafford to go along with Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams, I think there's going to be a lot of tough questions and a lot of explaining to do as to why they weren't able to take advantage of an opportunity to go up against a division rival who you know well and who that quarterback struggles against, and not find a way to be able to win that game.
Struggles against in that Chris Shula defense. Even last year when he was a Minnesota Viking and played him a couple of times, he had struggles. We're talking about 8 turnovers in 2 years playing against that defense. I think the other component of this game, because we sit here and we match up offense, defense, offense. Let's not forget, Seattle special teams, really, really good, and can also make a play that can flip a game here, as we've seen with Shaheed.
And not only are they good, but the Rams are bad.
Yes.
That's the flip side. If it's one Achilles heel for them, it's the games that they've lost and they could have lost to the Panthers. Who gives up a punt block like in week any week past like week 5 or 6? Like usually you shore that type of stuff up. Now you might give up a return, a block punt.
Happened in the national championship game.
Yeah, right. I don't know what the hell. And what the hell was that dude looking at?
I don't know.
I think everything that happens now in games now crazy. You got to worry about like, are they on the take?
Yeah.
Like yo, did he do that on purpose?
Yo, I will say this, Bart. There is no doubt in my mind who the better of these 2 teams is, who the more complete team is. It's the Seattle Seahawks.
Correct.
It just is. They're the more complete team. They're the more physical team. What it comes down to is if the Rams are going to advance to the Super Bowl, it will be because their head coach and their quarterback was just that much better than the other head coach quarterback tandem on the other sideline. That's it. There is no other path for the LA Rams to win. That offense had 450 yards passing, and Matt Stafford threw 3 touchdowns in an overtime game that they lost in Seattle in Week 16. You can't have offense better than that. And they lost.
Devontae Adams might put 7 up instead of 3 though.
If he's healthy, with that hamstring.
Devontae Adams ain't scored a touchdown since November, bro.
He the king of the 1 yard score.
I hear what you're saying. He ain't scored a touchdown since November. And then, by the way, you have the Seattle Seahawks defense with 2 defensive tackles that are virtually unblockable in Byron Murphy and Leonard Williams. Why do you think the LA Rams came out in 13 personnel over 60% of the snaps in Week 16? Because they realized we got to double team the defensive tackles every play if we're going to try to run the ball. They had 39 rushes for 120 yards. But I ain't a math major, but that ain't a high average. So I'm just telling you, like, when it comes to how the Seattle Seahawks play defense, they present some problems that are unique, and putting a bunch of wide receivers on the field for Sean McVay ain't the answer in terms of being able to beat them.
How big is no Charbonnet?
That's big. That's big. I mean, short yardage, goal line back, special situations. Think back to the 2-point conversion that he had in the second half of that game against the Rams Week 16 to even give them a chance to make it an overtime win in the biggest comeback in franchise history. I just think that not having him is going to matter. I love the 1-2 punch with him and Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker had a season high when it comes to rush attempts in the divisional round. How he's able to handle that load back-to-back weeks without no Charbonnet in the lineup, be interesting to see.
172 yards a game rushing last 4 weeks for Seattle. So there you go. That 1-2 punch, I mean, they were very, very effective. But let me go back to the Rams a second here, Chris, because, look, at the end of the day, winning is the name of the game, especially in the playoffs, okay? You're not going to throw back wins in any way. But you look at just the last 2 weeks. They went on the road. They won 2 road games. But Carolina was a team with a losing record this year, and the Rams had to pull that one out at the very end. Last week, they needed overtime to beat a Bears team. Granted, it was at the North Pole. It was freezing cold. It was impossible to function. I get all that stuff. But 2 not very convincing wins against teams that, Bears were a little fortunate this year pulling out all those games late. I don't know if they were necessarily as good as the record. Now you're going up against, as you said, a team, top to bottom. They are legit as legit comes. Doesn't that not necessarily bode very well in their favor, having to go on the road and beat an elite team?
Well, I mean, listen, it sounds good, but I'm looking forward to what that means in terms of how things play out this week. I don't know if that's going to matter when it comes to that particular matchup.
When you think about offense, defense, whenever we've seen these matchups in the playoffs especially, like the number 1 scoring offense, Rams, number 1 scoring defense, Seattle, more often than not, I think the record is 7-1 that the defense ends up winning these games, and so that would tip the favor of the Seattle Seahawks. Are you a big believer in something like that when you have elite defense, elite offense, the defense winning out?
Listen, I like the way that the trends line up for Seattle. I'll say that. In the conference championship game, you've had 3 instances where the number 1 scoring offense matched up against the number 1 scoring defense. The previous 2, the number 1 scoring defense won out. So, history is in Seattle's favor. And here's the thing. Again, it's a good trend, but you got to go out there and play the games. You have to. And these 2 games, the 2 games that they played in the regular season were decided by a grand total of 3 points combined, right? Seattle lost by 2 earlier in the regular season. They won by 1 in overtime late in the season. So this is going to be a closely contested game, and it's going to come down to who can win within the margin.
Last one for me, Creasy. What about the John Harbaugh hire? Does he get it done? Is Shane's job safe? And who do they get in there to become offensive and defensive coordinators? Did they already pick a coordinator?
No, not yet.
Bart, I'm going to frame it a little bit differently. He better get it done. He better get it done. And I say that because the organization is in upheaval. They've changed the structure in terms of, the head coach reporting to the general manager. They pushed out Ronnie Barnes. They're bringing in a new athletic trainer. They pushed out Kevin Abrams. They fired him from the organization altogether. You're making the organization do things that they haven't done in over 100 years. They've given you a 5-year deal, $20 million per year. This is a situation where the expectations could not be higher. And we've seen at other places across the NFL that when it comes to getting the head coach quarterback tandem right, if you do it, then success follows shortly thereafter. Look at New England, look at Chicago. So John Harbaugh's coming in with the resume, the pedigree. I played for the man. I got a bank full of respect for him. I'm just telling him that the expectations and the scrutiny will be different here in New York than it was in Charm City.
But don't you, obviously, you played for that organization. You played for the coach. You played for the New York Giants, as we know.
Yeah.
When things have been down as long as they have for the Giants, and you're entrusting this guy, as you said, you're paying him $20 million a year. All these moves that he's making, whether it's the coaches, the staff, the mailroom, whatever it is, you have to let him do that if indeed you want this turned around. No, that's what you're putting your faith in.
Listen, I'm not saying that you don't give the head coach the autonomy, but you asked me the question of whether or not do I think it's going to work. And what I'm telling you is it better work.
Right.
They've given you all of this runway, this leeway, to do things and to shape things in the way that you want. You will have zero excuses if you can't have success. You'll have zero excuses. Like you're signing up to work with Joe Shane. That's what you call. You made that decision. That's on you. So everything that's in place right now, John Harbaugh is telling you is good enough to win right now. That's what he's saying. So, yeah, I think that given all of those facts, there's going to be a lot of pressure on him to have success and have it early on in his tenure as the New York Giants head coach.
It's going to be fun to watch it all unfold. Chris, always great to catch up with you, my friend. Congrats again on the new edition. Enjoy the games this weekend, and we'll talk again soon. All right, pal?
All right, Grassa, Bart, y'all be good, man, and hunker down for Snowmageddon. Let's go.
Absolutely. Get that toilet paper.
I got 8-ply.
There you go. Need the 8-ply. Be good, Chris. That's our great pal, Chris Canty, on Sportsmanlike every morning. ESPN, 6 a.m., 10 a.m. Here's the official statement from the Giants, by the way, as far as the Ronnie Barnes. Because a lot was reported over the last couple of days that they're nudging him out the door. This came earlier today from the Giants, an official statement, okay? Ronnie's role remains unchanged. He retains the same title, continues to oversee all medical services. The only anticipated change in the training room is the addition of a new head trainer reporting to Ronnie. So they're bringing in somebody else that I guess technically is under Ronnie, but Ronnie's still there. Maybe not going to be as hands-on, if you will.
Yeah,
semantics.
This the Howie Roseman reassigned.
Yeah.
Sitting there waiting to plot to get your spot back.
You talk about, a head scratcher. I mean, we don't have to revisit that one. You imagine that. You stripped Howie Roseman for Chip Kelly. You told Howie Roseman to go wait in the basement, and then you bag Chip Kelly, give Howie his power back, and all of a sudden Super Bowl trophies start flooding back into the building. It's funny how that works, right?
What's happened to Chip Kelly?
Where is he now?
The milk carton. He was with the Raiders.
Fired by the Raiders, that's right. I couldn't keep track because there was Ohio State, there was the Raiders, and like you said, now he's on. But he's collecting a lot of checks, isn't he?
They still paying him.
He's got a new job already?
He is the offensive coordinator for Northwestern.
When did this happen?
But you see, he keep dropping down. Next thing you know, it's gonna be the town. It's gonna be the Montclair Mud Dogs.
They're an up-and-coming organization, by the way, the Montclair Mud Dogs. By the way, according to the New York Post with the Giants, apparently, this just came down, what is this, like within the last half hour from Paul Schwartz of the New York Post, covers the Giants. Only 2 coaches are being retained by Harbaugh that was on the previous staff. Charlie Bullen, who was elevated to defensive coordinator under, Kafka, but he's not going to be the defensive coordinator. Outside linebackers coach Charlie Bullen and tight ends coach Tim Kelly. That is it. Those are the only 2 guys, according to this report, they're going to be retained by Harbaugh. So that means there was a lot of support for Carmen Brasillo, the offensive line coach. Remember who they brought over from the Raiders last year. And the O-line was pretty good for them this year, better than it had been in the previous years. There was a lot of support to maybe bring Brasillo back, but apparently he's not coming back.
But you got to know that Harbaugh has his guys 100%. That goes wherever he goes.
100%. And I thought it was pretty telling, too. If you remember from the press conference, Harbaugh was asked about the assistant coaches, because everybody asks those questions at these introductory things.
Nobody ever keeps the bucket.
No, but Harbaugh basically told you. He didn't try to give you the politically correct answer. He was like, oh, no, there's going to be some guys that we're going to bring. Like, he knows. He knows.
What coach doesn't bring his own staff?
That's what I mean. Rex did.
Listen, if you're part of the staff that's getting fired, then you got fired for a reason.
Right.
You're responsible. You got to wear that egg on your face from the performance of the team.
Part of taking a job and part of getting hired by a job, any coach sits down, when you get interviewed, they tell you, okay, what's your staff going to look like? They already have it. They have this in the back of their mind. And
well, we got a couple guys we might want you to look at.
Please. John Harbaugh, before he met with the Giants, while he met with the Giants, whatever you want to call it, like, he probably contacted all these assistant coaches, guys that he had with him in Baltimore, and he said, okay, hey, look, I'm going to interview. You ready to make the move? If I get the job, you're going to be one of my guys, right?
Of course. Pettin, Thurman, Mark Carrier. He brought all the people from Baltimore with him that he could.
800-919-3776. That is the telephone number. When we come back, we'll get some calls up here, and we'll also go sideline to sideline on this Football Friday. How about that? It's Dan and Bart till 1. Then it's the K Show right here on ESPN New York.
Show your team spirit and say big only at Security Dodge during the Start Something New sales event. For a limited time, score an extra $500 off on top of all rebates and new incentives just for coming in and wearing your favorite team's jersey or swag. High school, college, or pro, football, basketball, hockey, and every sport in between. It's easy to win big at Security Dodge in Amityville. Visit us today or shop 24/7 at securitydodge.com.
FanDuel is turning on playoff mode. All customers get a profit boost pack every NFL playoff game day. Each game day during the championship round, you'll find a pack loaded with multiple profit boosts waiting for you in the app. More boosts means more ways to level up your playoff bets. Pick the matchups you believe in, take your shot on an upset, or build a parlay that fits the moment. Hey, the Patriots are traveling to Denver, and the Rams are traveling to Seattle. What's your feel? Then apply your profit boost and go after even bigger payouts while the playoffs keep rolling. So visit FanDuel.com/local and grab your profit boost pack every NFL playoff game day. 21 plus and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Caught with a gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Hey, New York and New Jersey, Boost Mobile has an unlimited talk, text, and data plan that's only $25 a month forever, meaning you'll only ever pay $25 a month for the rest of your life. Who wouldn't want unlimited wireless when it only costs $25 a month forever? If you don't, you must be one of those people who enjoy overpaying for their phone plan. $25 a month forever is truly as good as it gets, so go online and switch now at boostmobile.com. After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan.
More people trust their hearts to New York Presbyterian than any other hospital in New York. It's because New York Presbyterian has the most experienced cardiovascular doctors, treating a full range of heart conditions, from heart failure to valve repair, with the most advanced treatments. Find a doctor at nyp.org/heart. New York Presbyterian. New York Presbyterian Hospital, based on U.S. News & World Report 2025 to 2026 cardiology, heart, and vascular surgery rankings.
Hey, it's Michael K. Not sleeping? Well, it could be your mattress. That's why I always recommend my friends at PC Richard & Son. At PC Richard & Son, they don't just sell you a mattress. Their experts use a 4-step mattress fitting process so that your new bed fits you perfectly. They guarantee it. Top brands like Sealy, Stearns & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic. And in-home delivery on any mattress $199 and up is free. So do what I do. Get to PC Richard & Son and for your new mattress. Free delivery excludes Manhattan.
Hi, I'm John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates, the injury firm. You know what's interesting about the words personal injury? The first word is person. And at D'Agostino & Associates, that word means everything. That's because I handpick every person in our firm, from the pleasant professional person who answers your call to the experienced person litigating your case in court. Because every person in my firm is an extension of me, and the only way to exceed our clients' expectations is to deliver the highest level of personal service every single time. And that starts with hiring the right people. You see, we know that every client is a person too. Someone going through the toughest time in their lives and deserves to be more than just a file number. At D'Agostino & Associates, we put the person back in personal injury. So call 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222 and ask for me, John D'Agostino. And let's talk about your case, person to person. D'Agostino, law, bite back.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Dan and Bart, ESPN New York on this Football Friday. 800-919-3776. That is the telephone number. On this Football Friday, because there's a lot of stuff that's going on around the league, apart from just the 2 games coming up on Sunday, we want to make sure that we cover all of these topics. A lot of people have interest in things outside of maybe these 4 teams. So you know what? We call it a little sideline to sideline.
It's going to happen. This is Sideline to Sideline. Go, go, go. With Bart and Carlin.
All right. Time for Sideline to Sideline. And the guy who's running point on this, who's operating the no-huddle offense, 2-minute drill, whatever you want to call it, it's our good buddy, Thomas Joseph Bauer.
Close enough on the middle name. You got the initial right, at least.
Did I?
Oh, yeah, you did.
Thomas Julio Bauer.
Warmer.
Thomas Jose Bauer.
Colder.
Thomas John Bauer.
There you go.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know you were a TJ.
I'm a Tommy John type of guy.
Tommy John. How about that? Tommy John.
Hey,
Bart could care less about your middle initial. He's unfaith.
Yeah, he didn't care about that at all. Didn't care about the conversation. But maybe he'll care about some of the conversation that Sean Payton and the New England Patriots have been jabbing at each other in the media with. So, Sean Payton had a message to Broncos fans about their upcoming game with the Patriots, and that was the following.
Well, they're going to have plenty of rest after this one. 2 weeks. This is a team at the line of scrimmage that does a lot. Josh is fantastic at putting together good plans offensively. I mean, let's go. Just as the huddle begins until the ball snaps.
And by they, of course, he means the Patriots are going to be having a long rest pretty soon because he anticipates that his team is going to make the Super Bowl. Now, before I throw it to you guys for a little back and forth banter on this, there was a Patriot who responded. That is Kayshon Boutte. Kayshon Boutte. Well, he had some things to say.
Not that you guys need any extra motivation, but did you see the Sean Payton quote insinuating that Denver fans will have some extra rest for the Super Bowl?
Nah, I ain't never seen
it. He said they have 2 weeks to rest up. Does that matter to you guys at all?
Get rest in Cancun, too, at the end of the day.
Broncos soon head to Cancun, according to Boutte.
Think about how much more popular Cancun became as a destination just because of sports.
Right. And it's not because people have been there. It's just like something they can say.
That became like the go-to when your season's over, you go to Cancun. Not Turks and Caicos, Cancun.
Maybe maybe one of these countries pay somebody to say something else. Hey, start another trend.
I mean, that's like the optimal advertising. You know, slip it in. You know, you go to Tahiti or something. You know, you
1,
go
2,
to
3,
Tahiti.
Anguilla.
Yeah. Exactly.
Top vacation spot for you boys. Is this the Cancun variety?
I've never been to Cancun. I love Turks. Go there a lot. Hawaii's great, but the flight sucks going out to Hawaii. That's why I can't do it.
Yeah, that's mad. I'd rather go to the Caribbean than go to Hawaii.
The Caribbean is to the East Coasters what Hawaii is to the West Coasters.
And Cabo, yeah.
You can have fun in the Bahamas.
Yeah,
that's what I'd say. Anyway, Sean Payton, or not Sean Payton, had more. John Franklin Myers had some things to say about the quarterbacks in this matchup.
You think it'd be nice to have JFM here last couple of years, Bart? What do you think? Miss JFM?
Yeah, but you were doing what you thought you could do. You still had Quinn in at the time, and JFM wasn't living up to that contract when he was here.
He wasn't. But remember, they moved on from him to freaking bring in Hassan Reddick. That didn't work out.
Well, JFM really likes Jared Stidham so much more that he thinks that his quarterback is better than the New England variety's quarterback.
The thing about Stiddy, he knows what he's doing. He understands why the coach is calling a certain calls, and that's what makes him so good. You know, sometimes you get out there, you play football, you run what's called. You're not understanding where you want the ball to go, how fast, when, and everything. And Stiddy, man, he's running the scout team plays, and he's running them better than they starting quarterback. So I'll tell you, man, he's a good player for us, and man, we're excited for real.
You got to back that up. Now, when he throw a pick six or something, are you still gonna stand on business and stand behind him?
John Franklin Myers from the Football Powers, Stephen F. Austin.
Stephen F. Austin, is that a high school?
They might have a high school of that in Texas somewhere.
He made his money, man.
Was Stephen F. Austin, or was it one of those in Texas?
Was that you talking about Prairie View?
Stephen F. Austin, yeah, Stephen F. Austin. Yeah.
Think they have any
the
shot
Lumberjacks.
Think they have any shot to make the 12-team college football playoff that's staying 12 teams next year?
No, but back when our boy...
Next year they could be the powerhouse. All they need is a good NIL.
How many more teams are going to be in the college football playoff soon, right?
We're going to get...
16 soon?
Yeah, we're going to get Montclair State in a minute.
Well, think about it. We're going to be playing the national championship game after the Super Bowl at this rate. Keep adding it.
Next year, still a 12-teamer. That is confirmed according to Pete Thamel nowadays, by the way. All right, and now I'm going to move on real quickly to the Rams and Seahawks. Matthew Stafford, he was asked about if he's playing his best ball right now. Well, he's choosing a humble approach.
Surely I'm doing my best part to try and play at a high level or lead the guys in the right way, find a way to win the football game. There's no question about that. But I didn't win those games by myself. I didn't lose any of them by myself. We play as a team. We win as a team. We lose as a team.
What a humble guy. That's my MVP right there.
It is a pretty awesome, career.
No, Mac Jones?
Is resurgence the right word?
There's no resurgence. He was still playing at a high level when he was with Detroit.
What's
but
the
it's
word
just
I'm
one of those
looking
things.
for,
They didn't
then?
have the infrastructure.
You know what was funny? Remember the last time the Rams were in the Super Bowl, a few years ago? Remember all that crap that was being reported? It was all for money. Aaron Donald. Rams win, he's going to retire. Sean McVay. Rams win, he's going to step away and go do TV or something. And Matthew Stafford with his all, I may play, I may not play. It's all for money. I mean, it's all for money. And they got it. They played it to their advantage. Good for them.
Well, the crazy thing about, Matthew Stafford is, I think we look at him, you're a boxing fan, like we look at Bud Crawford. He good, but who has he beat or what has he done? And now he gets on this side, and now he's able to solidify what we've always seen, because they're like, oh, yeah, he's just putting up numbers because he's in Detroit and they always behind. He's throwing the ball all the time, blah, blah, blah. And he lets you know that, environment matters. And Sam Darnold, to a certain extent, is letting you know that environment matters.
You know what's crazy about Stafford? He was in the same draft as Sanchez. And Stafford's still playing.
He's the number one pick.
Stafford's still playing. And Sanchez, forget about what he's got going on off the field with that disaster. But he's been out of the league for almost 10 years, right? Think about it. It's just crazy.
When was Sanchez last year? Was it 16, 17?
Because remember, he was bouncing around.
It was 16, 17 because he went to Philly for a couple years, and then he went to the Cowboys.
He played 2 games for the Cowboys in 16. Then 17 he didn't play at all. And then 18 he played 2 for Washington. So 18 technically is last year.
Okay, he's been out 8 seasons.
It's crazy, right?
Yeesh.
So some updates on the Bills head coaching search. Of course, we broke from the last hour from Adam Schefter that Phillip Rivers is interviewing today for the Bills job, which is just mind-boggling. He would join Jeff Saturday in 2022 on an interim basis, granted, and Hall of Famer Norm Van Brocklin in 1961 to become an NFL head coach without college or NFL coaching experience. And apparently Josh Allen's going to have a significant say in the next Bills head coach, according to Diana Rossini. Somebody else apparently interviewing for the Bills today. That's going to be the newly hired Mike McDaniel from the Chargers OC, which I don't know how that works, if it's like a verbal agreement he has with Jim Harbaugh where it says,
that's what it is.
Hey, if I don't get this better job, I'll join the my second choice, and that's you.
Remember, when you're hired for a team, you can always be interviewed if the job is higher status than the job you're currently in. So if you're a running backs coach, they can, if they grant the opportunity to interview for a offensive coordinator's job, et cetera, et cetera.
Right, it's not, as long as it's not a linear move.
Right,
if it's going, you're moving up the pecking order there. It is very weird, though.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I laughed out loud when I saw that because I'm like, he was just hired.
Because he don't want the Arizona job. He doesn't want the Cleveland job. It's going to be interesting where Sean McDermott lands.
Sean McDermott, I wonder if he would take a year off and maybe get a better job.
Yeah, but who knows? You don't know what better job's going to open up.
But look at what's left.
The Raiders going to be stuck for a couple years. What, the Jets? I mean, when you look at
Eagles?
Yeah, I don't.
He came from the Eagles.
How are we going to say this when this man went to 2 Super Bowls and won a Super Bowl? How do we even speak? We wouldn't speak like this about any other coach.
Because we hear so much tension always coming out of Philly.
It don't matter. He's winning.
Was there rumors about him?
He still won over 10 games.
No, but did I say something? There was rumors about him maybe wanting to step aside to kind of get away from it a little bit.
It would be driving me crazy. I went to a Super Bowl, damn near beat the greatest team of all time or whatever. Then I win a Super Bowl, and it still ain't enough. We talk about how Pittsburgh Steelers fans should be ashamed of themselves as steady as Mike Tomlin has been. Mike Tomlin in his first couple years didn't win as many games as Sirianni.
No.
He won a Super Bowl his second year, but so did Sirianni.
By the way,
second year.
By the way, speaking of the Eagles, they're interviewing Bobby Slowick today for their offensive coordinator.
Bobby Slowick, he's back. Bobby
yeah.
Slowick should walk into that building like, yeah, look at the Texans now without me.
Previously of the Dolphins' senior passing game coordinator, Bobby Slowick.
There you go. That would be senior. Not to be confused with junior.
No, if you get a senior title, that means it's a couple more bucks. That's all it is.
That's right. So, anyway, there was a head coach that was hired yesterday, and that was Jesse Minter, who'll be the Ravens' fourth head coach in franchise history. The Chargers' defensive coordinator on his way to Baltimore. Bart, how do you feel about that hire for your Ravens?
I mean, I think it's a solid pick. He was already on the staff from 2017 to 2020. He's been out there with Big Bro, Little Bro. I keep forgetting that John, even though John looks way younger than Jim, I guess because Jim, played football and beat his body up. John was in the gym all the time working out and having pillow fights.
Jim's got some thick prescriptions. You ever notice that?
Man,
those things look like Coke bottles.
No, those are exactly like his dad's. His dad is the same. Like, Jim looks like his dad, and John must look like the mom.
It's crazy.
Yeah, but pull up Jack Harbaugh, and you'll see, like,
oh, yeah.
Man, he's like a mirror image. But I think it's a solid pick. The Ravens have to get back to defense. They were under the tutelage of, the Chargers underneath Mentor. They were top 5. And, you can say all you want about, Lamar Jackson, what he didn't do, how he looked, the injuries. It was the fact that defense wasn't a brand that we recognized. And, signing Mentor is getting back to the defensive ways. And once again, it'd be curious to see who he brings in as a coordinator. Is it Cliff Kingsbury? Who is it? Joe Brady? Who are you going to bring in to try and help Lamar take it to the next level? But Lamar can do all the things that you ask him to do. But if you can't stop anybody and be dominant on defense, especially with the type of roster and the money that they spent, whether it's Meta BK, Travis Jones, they spent money on, Marlon Humphreys, Kyle Hamilton. They drafted the kid from Georgia. They've drafted Wiggins. Marlon Humphrey's been paid a lot of money. Like, it's too much money and too much talent on that side of the ball for them to come up so short.
The thing about that defense too, and I'm not putting him in this same category, player accomplishments, but remember how that defense was like, even like when you left, when Ed more so than Ray, when Ed was out of the lineup, they were more vulnerable.
Yeah.
To me, Kyle Hamilton has that effect on the Ravens defense. When Kyle Hamilton is banged up and he's not playing, they're just not the same.
Yeah, and part of that is because they needed him to play linebacker because they don't have a linebacker opposite Roquan Smith. So, they get taken advantage of. Patrick Queen was a failed experiment that they got a year out of because they paid Roquan, but they couldn't afford to pay 2 people. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers get to see really what Patrick Queen was by itself. Missed the most tackles out of any player in the NFL this year and has been playing at a high level, but now the Steelers are stuck with him, and maybe they can get out of that contract. But, Ravens could benefit from going and addressing that position in free agency so that Kyle Hamilton can play in more of a traditional position as well.
And he was a guy, once upon a time, that was 2022 when he came in. You don't take a safety, you never take a safety that high. I know for a fact he was in the conversation for the Jets with that 4th pick.
Yeah.
They ended up taking Sauce, but
people thought he should be a top pick, but he ran the slow 40 time, and people get enamored with times. Like, remember, the reason why Terrell Suggs fell is because he ran a 4.8.
Yeah.
Ravens don't see that. They say, I don't care how fast you can run a 40, I care how fast you can get to the quarterback.
And 2 more stories for you. Speaking of top picks, unsurprisingly, Fernando Mendoza, he officially declared for the NFL draft, so congratulations to him for being the inevitable number 1 pick by the Las Vegas Raiders.
See him on the Tonight Show last night?
Oh, he was on the Tonight Show.
Breaking records. Like, they were tossing records in the air.
Dude only threw for 2,900 yards. I'm not like...
So he threw for?
Yeah, 2,900 yards. Cam Ward finished 4th in Heisman Trophy voting, threw for 4,300. What a difference a year makes in the difference in class. He threw for 2,900 yards on a team that was old as hell.
Average age 24.
Right, so for
but
me,
how many 4th quarters did he sit out, though? Because remember, they were, destroying people.
Man, I don't care about that.
Well, the first game, I remember he didn't throw. He threw no touchdown passes.
How many did Cam Ward throw for? How many did Cam Ward sit out?
So, at any rate, one more piece of news that I want to get to, which Jets fans will love, I'm sure. The Falcons have requested permission to interview former Jets GM Joe Douglas.
There you go.
Who's been serving as the senior personnel director with the Eagles since he rejoined them last year.
Good for Joe D. Joe get another chance.
Always land on his feet. Look, so that just lets you know that people think it's more about the Jets organization than it is about the person, because Robert Saleh had no problem sitting 1 year out and getting hired as a head coach again.
Right. And that's why, see, the funny thing about it is, like, coaches versus general managers. A coach, if you get fired, you could go someplace like Saleh as a coordinator, rebuild your brand again. Yeah. What does a fired general manager do?
Go and get into player personnel, college scouting.
That's what I mean. A lot of these guys, you could just like collect a check, even do like consulting, not do like heavy work or whatever. But like they don't have as like an on the field outlet like coaches do to be able to like build themselves up and get their names out there again. But good for Joe.
You know what's fascinating to me is the fact that Raheem Morris may get his third head coaching job. That's almost unheard of.
It really is. For a guy who
I don't know who gets three, who never won anything.
Hasn't won a playoff game.
Right, as a coach.
Well, the problem, I mean, what works in his favor is that, remember, he got his first one, he was a pup. He was like, what was he, 32?
So was Sean McVay.
Let's see. He was 33 when he first got hired in Tampa. He's had one winning season as a head coach. He was 10-6 in 2010. They didn't make the playoffs that year. One winning season. He's 19 games under 500, and like you said, he's getting interviews, and he might get a third job. That Atlanta situation.
Nobody wants to go to Cleveland. Nobody wants to go to Arizona, and I don't think anybody wants to go to. I don't think anybody wants to go to the Raiders either. No matter what Mendoza or the threat of Mendoza being there.
The Raiders, the silver and black, all that stuff, like the commitment to excellence, that's gone by the way. That's gone by the wayside for this generation. You know what I mean? Like, they haven't won in forever. They haven't been that Raiders as we kind of like grew up knowing them as with Al Davis. Like, they haven't been that in 25 years. You know what I mean? Like, maybe even like close to 30. So all like you said, it's what have you done for me lately? They haven't done a hell of a lot. They really haven't. But that Atlanta situation, back to that though with Joe D, that's interesting because even if you go down there as the general manager, you don't have final say. Matt Ryan's got final say.
That's crazy too. That hire is getting under a lot of scrutiny. People are pissed that he brought in Stefanski, and especially that being the house that Deion built.
And our guy, Ulbrich, is staying on as a defensive coordinator under Stefanski.
Yeah, that was funny.
3 years.
When they pulled up and he gave him the hug, and I'm sorry, I'm a little sweaty.
Love Brick.
I'm so sorry.
800-919-3776. We come back. We'll close it out on the phones. It's Dan and Bart. We roll till 1. Then it's the K Show right here on ESPN New York.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. That's ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN.
ZipRecruiter. Welcome to Jake's 58 Casino Hotel, where excitement never stops. Unleash the fun with 2 floors of gaming action, featuring 1,000 cutting-edge video and electronic machines. Enjoy exceptional service at a prime location that places you right in the heart of Long Island's excitement. Stay and play in style with over 200 hotel rooms and treat yourself to a full range of dining options at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel.
If gambling is a problem for you or someone you care about, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Hey, sorry I missed you. Your call is very important to me. Just not as important as the New Jersey Lottery's Green Ball promotion being back on Pick 3 evening drawings. See, if the green ball's drawn, that's a free second chance to win? So, yeah, you get it. It's only through February 1st, though, so try me after then?
Must be 18 or older to buy a lottery ticket. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. For game odds and promotion details, visit njlottery.com/pick3.
Not all F words are bad. Some are actually great, like fast, free fiber for 4 months. Yep, switch to Optimum Fiber for as low as $25 a month. Plus, for a limited time, you can get 4 months free, HBO Max included for 1 year, and a 5-year price lock. Don't wait, this free fiber deal won't last long, and the fastest, most reliable, most consistent internet speeds await you. Call 888-4-OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com/free today. Terms apply. See Optimum.com for details.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Talk about stepping up. Bang! Bang! It's time to level up your game. Introducing the all-new ESPN app. All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments.
The electricity is palpable.
Step up your game with no annual contract required. It's the ultimate fan experience. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com. Sign up now.
In the city that never sleeps and never stops talking sports, ESPN New York is always on. Now you can live and breathe everything New York sports wherever you are. On your radio dial, on the ESPN New York app, and streaming live on YouTube. However you watch or listen, ESPN New York is always on for you. Hear us, stream us, watch us. This is ESPN New York.
18? Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, if we get 18 inches of snow, please.
It's Frozen Friday. 2, 3, out, back. Just got Friday night.
800-919.
Party's jumping.
3776.
Feel all right. Booty's freezing. Freezing in the snow. I don't got nowhere to go.
You might have somewhere to go.
Frozen in the house. Tissues low. Stomach cramping. I gotta blow. Get it out my tummy. Gotta take a bath. Because I got no tissue to wipe my... Ding, ding, ding. Why you cut it so fast? Time out freestyling, son. I was freestyling.
That was a good
But I
was into that. Why did you stop it,
I
Tom?
tell you what, this is a time to catch up on your binge watching, catch up on your series, catch up on all the things that you never watch, and you got to do some things that you're not comfortable with sometimes. You got kids. You actually got to talk to your kids. You actually got to do some activities. You got to go out and make you a snowman. And then you got to go down and get a little sled and slide down the snizzle. But don't blow your back out, though, trying to be a hero and being cheap. You better call somebody to come shovel that snow unless you got a little bitty driveway or a little bitty walkway. But if you got some stuff, remember, bend your knees or get one of them old man type shovels with the handle halfway in when you can scoop it up.
Oh, yeah, I love those.
Don't get that old school
Better
shovel.
for the lower back.
Yeah.
Better for the lower back.
Be out there with that back brace. Be out there with that squat belt like Hulk Hogan in Thunder Paradise. Look, Tom no idea about that. That was a series that Hulk Hogan had.
Yeah.
It came on there. It's like Baywatch.
This is the first I'm hearing about this.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't win any awards, but it happened. It was a thing.
Thunder in Paradise.
It was a thing. We only got a couple of minutes. So who's going to be in Super Bowl 60?
It's going to be the Los Angeles Rams versus the Denver Broncos.
Really? Really?
It don't happen like that, man.
That's the only combo that if it happens, will be a first-time new Super Bowl. We've never had a Rams-Broncos Super Bowl.
See?
Patriots have played both of those teams in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's when Sean McVay was giving all his secrets to Bill Belichick early on in the beginning of the season, not knowing he was going to see him later, and he told him all his tricks, and they had way too much respect. It was also the end of Jared Goff.
The end of Jared Goff in L.A., 100%. And then, of course, the Patriots-Seahawks Super Bowl was Malcolm Butler.
Mm-hmm. Run it to beast mode, even if they're in the cover zero blitz.
I can't believe that happened. I'm actually going complete opposite as you. I'm going Patriots-Seahawks. I think we're getting another Patriots-Seahawks.
Okay. This time the Seahawks win?
I don't know. Give me another. And then I need a couple of weeks. I got to see what happens in this game first, right? What if we have an injury? You know who I'm rooting for, though. I mean, I'll be obviously rooting for the Seahawks harder than anything.
The two former Jets.
Leonard. He's. You know what? It's so funny. Everybody talks about Sam, like the former Jet angle. How about Leonard?
I mean, he played well here. I can't believe that how about the Giants giving up on him? It could have been him and Sexy Dexy.
With
Fadul Carter and Brian Burns on the outside.
Leonard's still playing good football.
He started playing a lot better the last couple of years.
But
his last couple of years with maybe it was the scheme.
It got stale
with the Giants. Yeah,
but this is a 10-year guy, dude. He was drafted in 2015.
Okay, so he playing his best ball 10 years. Yeah.
Remember the pick six he had against Aaron Rodgers last year?
Yeah, that was so. Man, I know.
90 yards.
Dude was running like Seabiscuit. I was like, damn, when the hell he run up able to run like that?
That's all you needed to know with that game, that team, that year. It didn't work out.
Aaron Rodgers may be coming back and maybe linking up with his old friend, Mike McCarthy.
I think the Steelers are due for a teardown. That's just me.
Yeah.
That was a perfect opportunity. Bring in a new coach, bring in a new quarterback, say goodbye to the gray beards, start over.
But they can say, hey, we can change it quickly. All they have to do is sign. They can get rid of a bunch of bad contracts. They so damn old. Everybody got them old contracts. And go get Malik Willis. Could be a different day.
Lots going to have to happen there.
Malik going to get paid.
He might be going to Miami because they know him, those guys coming from Green Bay. Enjoy the football this weekend. It's been a lot of fun. Thanks to Tom. Thanks to Ray. He's Bart. I'm Dan. K-Show next. Enjoy your football. Stay safe on ESPN New York.
Show your team spirit and say big only at Security Dodge during the Start Something New sales event. For a limited time, score an extra $500 off on top of all rebates and new incentives just for coming in and wearing your favorite team's jersey.